I have consistently made £10,000 per month with TikTok Shop for the last year and a half, and I started TikTok Shop literally right when it got released. In that time, I have went through every single stage of TikTok Shop, and I have now taught multiple affiliates to get to their first 10, 15, and 20k months. We got Sarah to 15k per month, we got Rachel to 20k a month, we got Holly to 80k in 6 months, we got Alpesh to 7.5k months, we got Joe to 9k months, we got Vanessa to 8.2k months, and quite honestly, we could just go on and on and on. But what I'm about to give you is something that not a single TikTok Shop affiliate coach is ever going to give. I am stripping down my entire course that people have paid multiple 4 figures for and giving it all away for free. I'm talking complete from scratch. How to start TikTok Shop, how to get to your first 5k months, conversion, views, hooks, commissions, everything. I'm talking live calls from my private exclusive group, and there's more value in this video than anyone in the space will ever give away. If you genuinely want to change your life, I need you to consume this content and really put it into action. Because the issue is, most people do not actually act unless they've paid for something. Before you get started and watch the rest of this video, I want you to treat it like you've just sent me £5,000 and this is the information that you'll get. Because truthfully, if you use this information properly, you will get to 10k per month with TikTok Shop. There's everything in this video that you need, so without further ado, get into the video and lock in. Right, so this is the TikTok Shop free course, and I'm going to run through absolutely everything so you can understand truthfully what TikTok Shop is and how you can actually start making money. That is all you want at the end of the day. So basically, what is TikTok Shop? Have you ever seen a video with a yellow basket in the corner on TikTok? Like this, for example. It could be skincare, it could be about a fan, it could be about a t-shirt, it could be about a supplement. The likelihood is you've probably seen a video with a yellow basket in the bottom left corner unless you've been living under a rock. Every single time that someone buys a product off of the link on that video, the creator makes a commission. A lot of people have this agenda, they think it's 10 or 15p or 20p commission, but it actually adds up a lot more than you think. For example, you've got 2k weeks, 8k months, £500 days, and it goes up and up and up. And we have had clients go 15, 20k months, and we have had clients do 15, 20, 25k months. It really does add up. So let me show and explain to you how you can actually get started as a TikTok Shop affiliate. So you have to make sure you actually get accepted at TikTok Shop to begin with, and here's the guidelines that you need to follow. In the UK, you must have at least 500 followers to make sure you get accepted at TikTok Shop. In Ireland, it is 1,500 followers. In the US, it is 5,000 followers, and you must be at least 18 years old. Now, how to grow the 500 followers, because a lot of you don't really understand, how do I get the first 500 followers? There is a couple of things that you can actually do. You can have a post lifestyle content, and this will get you ready for TikTok Shop, just so you're actually already talking to the camera. You could post your pet, you could screen record news updates, or you could just buy an account, and if you need one, just shoot me a DM. I'd be more than happy to get you in touch with my account guy, and he will sort you out. Once you've done that, you're going to be on this page right here on your TikTok account, and essentially, this is the steps you need to follow to make sure you can apply for TikTok Shop. You want to go to the TikTok Studio. You then want to go to more ways to get paid, and then you want to press TikTok Shop for Creator and press join. Once you do that, you're going to be accepted, and then you can start posting content and actually start making money. But here comes the fun part, because it's not as easy as you may think. You must have a strategy in place. The first thing you need to do is you need to understand your content style. You've got face and you've got faceless. There are more content styles, but to keep it simple for the sake of the free course, I'll make sure you understand the 2 content styles and the main ones you need to follow. I'm also going to give you the benefits between face and faceless. So face is 10 times better, there's more trust, it's easier, more UGC deals, less editing, and there's more scalability because people actually put a face to the brand. With faceless, it's less daunting, less trust, more editing, more posting, it needs more visual products, and slim to no UGC deals long term because there's no actual face to the brand, and it takes a lot of effort to actually get good enough at editing and fast-paced cuts to make sure you can actually do well as a faceless TikTok Shop affiliate. The thing you need to understand is you're going to be selling products, so you need to know where to buy your first products and what to choose. You do not need to use an unfair advantage to do well with TikTok Shop, but if you have one, there is a massive benefit to doing so. So for face content, if that's a route you decide to go down, teeth whitening, skincare, grooming. If you've got good skin, you can do skincare. If you've got a big beard, you could do a grooming product. If you've got good teeth, you could do a teeth whitening product. If you've got good shape, clothing and supplements. If you've got good hair, you do hair care. If you've got good skin, you do skincare. And for a quick little bonus tip, if you've had a slight improvement in any area of your life, use it. If you've got bad eye bags, this product improved my eye bags. You've got bad skin, you now have good skin, this product improved my skin. You get the gist. For faceless content, visual products are key for faceless. There's not so much personality when it comes to faceless content because you're just trying to sell a product at the end of the day. So jet washers, tech gadgets, household appliances, car gadgets and fitness equipment tend to work really well because it's very visual and you can show the product off really well in that way. As far as buying products, you can buy all of them on the TikTok Shop, or you can buy them on Amazon. Just make sure the product you're going to buy is actually on the TikTok shop. And at this point, pretty much every single brand you know and love is already on TikTok shop. Essentially, this is how you would do it. There is a little shop basket on your TikTok shop there. You can press that, you can then go to a product, and it will show you the amount of commission that you can make for selling that one specific product. Bonus tip, you can buy on Amazon for next day delivery if you want to be fast to a new product when it's popping off, because speed is extremely important, but we'll get into that later. If you're struggling to find viral products and you don't know what to choose, you can just use Social One and see the products that are popping the most in the US and the UK at the moment. And I do have a discount code. It does sound like a shameless plug, but I promise you it actually really is a good software. My discount code is Roman15 for 15% off if you did want to use it. So from this point now, you've been accepted a TikTok shop, you've got your products, and you're pretty much ready to go. You just need to know how to actually film your content so you can get it out there and get it posted. If you're on an iPhone, you 100% want to film in your camera app with 60 FPS HD. When you go onto your phone, you will see this in the top right corner of your screen. You press it. For a lot of you, it will say HD 30. If you press it and you change it to 60 FPS, that is how you want to record in all of your content. It just makes the content look way more clean. You want to edit everything in the TikTok app itself with sharp cuts and leave no dead space anywhere where you pause, breathe, mess up. Please make sure that you cut it out. Before getting any more in depth, I need you to understand the core mechanisms for filming. You need clean lighting, artificial or natural. So if you have a softbox or you've got a tripod with a light on it, you can use that. Or if you don't have any of that, or you can just use natural lighting from a window. That will really look natural and it will come across a lot better on camera. Good audio, you can use a DJI Mic Mini like I've got here. It is one of the best in the game in my opinion, and make sure you are central to the camera for good framing. So for example, you can see this man right here is in between the little line in his camera. He's make sure he's very central in the camera, and it's extremely important that you do that. If you stood here, it's bad. If you stood on this side, it's bad. If you stood central, it is very good. Now, this is the thing that I think you really need to focus on the absolute most, is understanding viral content. The hook in your video is absolutely everything. Those first 1 to 3 seconds are extremely important. Why? Because everyone sits there and they scroll on TikTok all of the time. They will scroll within 1 or 2 seconds if the video isn't visually captivating from the get-go. So understand these 3 things: visual, verbal, and text. Focus on your hook the absolute most, and this is where you need to understand that you need to focus on your hook the most, because if this is bad, the whole video is bad. You could have a really good middle of the video and a really good end of the video, but if the hook is bad, no one's going to get to the point to watching the middle or the end. So the hook is the only thing that matters when you start. You can see a text hook here if you avoid looking at your skin in the mirror. You can see the visual is the purple stuff she has put on her face, and the verbal is what she says here. Same thing you can see here. Visual is what you see on the screen here, verbal is what he says, and the text hook is what he's got down here with his captions. In the middle section of your video, to be quite honest, it's really simple. It's just showing off the product's benefits. You can show the product's uses, you can explain your experience, you can show your before and afters, you can do comparisons versus other products, and please make sure you show, not tell. If you're trying to sell a t-shirt, just show them how good it looks on you, rather than telling them, oh my god, the fabric is so good, it feels so good. Instead, show them on the camera how good the fabric is and how good it looks on you. In your call to action, just tell them where to buy the product. The simplest one that I use is its link down below in the bottom left corner, and please make sure you use urgency to sell. So for example, you could be like, it's selling out like crazy, they're on low stock at the moment. Anything to make the buyer actually realize, okay, I need to buy the product now because it may go out of stock, or the one specific thing you're selling is very limited, anything like that. Make your tonality chill so you don't seem forceful. I don't want you to go, buy this product right now, it's gonna sell out. Instead go, if I was you, I'd buy a product now because they've been selling out really quick at the minute. One seems really pushy, the other seems really chill. One seems really pushy, the other one seems really chill and laid back, and that's the one you want to go towards. Always mention it's linked in the bottom left, because there are a lot of old people that are buying the app and have no idea where the link is or where to buy it. Once you understand all those core mechanisms, you're ready to post your first video, and please don't hesitate. I promise you, this will be the best decision you make if you just go out there and post your first video. This is extremely simple to do. All you have to do is come to the TikTok app, press that plus button right there, press on the video that you've edited, and you're ready to upload. And then from there, you just link your product and you're ready to go. And just for context, when you post, your hashtags and captions do not matter at all. So just put that as something to keep them watching. I didn't expect that ... That way they watch the video a bit further in so they can understand what you didn't expect. Right, so TikTok shop, filming and editing, I'm gonna keep it really simple just so you can understand how you should actually film your videos. So if you're gonna film on your normal camera app, which you can do if you want to, I'd come here, I'd change your FPS to 60, but if you want a more natural, less professional feel, just so things come across a lot more authentic, I'd choose 30 FPS. I wouldn't film in 4K, there literally is just no need to whatsoever. If you're gonna film on this camera, you can do it that way, or you can flip the camera around, zoom it out, and then
That's how you make it look really clean on 0.5x, and you can get really close to stuff, and the attention to detail and the quality is a lot better when you do it that way rather than being zoomed in. You can see the quality does get better, but if you zoom out, it just gives it a lot more sleeker feel. So I'd usually film like that if you can. But if you're not going to do that and you're going to film inside of the TikTok app, I'm going to show you how to do that also. So the same thing applies. You can just film from the front camera. You cannot zoom out on the front camera. You have to understand that. And the same on the back camera. You can just double tap your screen to flip it around or press that button right there. Then you can zoom out and record things like this again. It just looks way cleaner being zoomed out the full way. That lens just looks a lot better for some reason when it comes to TikTok Shop videos. So now actually filming and editing. So let's just say I'm filming a video here. I swear to God, I've just tried these new supplements to go to sleep last night and literally like, they're insane. I've been laid in bed for like 17 hours full time. I just literally was sleeping all night. So I can't lie, if any of you want to grab them, the link is down below in the bottom left corner. You have to understand that was literally the worst video you can film, so never ever film a video like that. It was terrible. Usually you want to have some decent lighting. So for me, I've got a box light. You can't really see that it's making my face quite white, but you want to have some nice clean lighting in front of your face. And you want to always film with a decent angle as well. Like, don't just keep it really like beneath your chin. I just have to do that so I can show it on the camera. But if not, I'll move the camera up and show you. I'd probably leave it at like around this level just to make sure that it looks really clean and looks really natural. But that's what I would do. So imagine that's the video. You've completed that video, and now I'm going to show you how to actually edit it on the TikTok app. You come here, and then in the top right corner, you can see right here, there's a cog, and there's this little like slider. You press that, and then from there, this is exactly how you're going to edit videos. And I'm going to go fully into detail for you right now. So let's just go into it. I was covering the mic, but regardless, you can still see how to edit. So at the start of the video, you can see I'm not talking. You can actually zoom in on the timeline just to make it easier for you to grab. So if you zoom, 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 zoom. Now I'm all the way zoomed in now, so I cannot zoom in anymore. But you can see there's frames here where my mouth isn't moving. You need to get rid of them in your video, because if you do keep in the breaths and stuff you take, your videos are going to be a lot harder to get good watch time because people will just scroll off. So I press the screen. So what you want to do is press the little timeline, press split, and then delete the part where you're not talking. Even if it's 0.1 seconds, it's definitely worth it. Then press delete. And that is all you need to do. So I had a pause there. I know you can't really hear it because I've muffled my mic, but there's a little pause. After I say like there's a pause, so I want to press split again, and then go to the part where I start speaking again, so you can see my mouth moving. I'd press split on the other side. So now you see I've got a massive split where I'm zooming out the timeline. There's a big split of 0.3 seconds in between where I stop talking. This is all where I'm just taking a breath and I'll start talking again. That's where you want to delete that section of the video, because any time where you're breathing, people do not want to hear that. So that's exactly how you're going to edit it. And I'm going to show you that now. And you edit that way throughout the entirety of the video. And then look again, you see I've got a little gap there where I'm not talking. So what you can actually do is put your little white line that you see here, which you can move around to the point where you're about to start talking. And then you can just use the slider itself to drag it to the white line and it'll clip itself to it, see? And then when it's clipped itself to it, then again, you've got no dead space in your video. Make sure that's the case for all of your videos.
Full time, I just literally was sleeping all night.
And then you see, at the end of my video, sorry, I didn't mean to add that. If you do accidentally press that again, the little thing in the section, and then press that little stop sign almost, and it'll get rid of the effect, because you do not want that. And you'll see at the end of your clip sometimes, you also don't talk when you don't need to. So you can cut that out as well. So you press to clip, you press split, and then delete. And that's all you have to do.
So
you can see it took another second there for me to start talking. So I'll drag it the white line, boom, and it'll clip.
So,
and there's still a little bit more there, split.
Oh, I can't lie.
There you go, I get straight into it. You don't want any dead space in your videos at all. So that is pretty much the complete basics of trimming and editing. But now I'm going to show you what you need to add to your videos. You never ever need to add any other type of edits than the ones I'm about to show you now. So all you need is your text hook. So literally just press text there and then type in what you want to say. Keep it really short and sweet for your title hooks. Let's say I'm talking about a sleeping supplement. You can go like this. I was sleeping so well, and then put like a turd emoji or like something that's a little bit more sus that could create a little bit of controversy or make people stop scrolling because it seems a little bit more, what would you call it, like scroll stopping, because the emojis doesn't really match up with what you're saying. And then what you can do is come to your text, press edit at the bottom, and then there's a little A right there in the center. You can press that, and then I usually just add like a normal black layer on it, so you can see it looks really clean. And you can just leave that above your head. And what you can do with this text as well is you can stop it after like the first 10 seconds of the clip so it doesn't get in the way. And you can just drag this and it'll just connect to any other clips that you want. But if you want to cut it early, for example, and you only want it on the screen for X amount of time, see it's gone now, you can literally just do the same thing as you did beforehand, where you drag it to wherever you want it on the clip, and it will stay there for however long you drag it there for, and however long the duration of the text is there. But one thing you can also do is you can write the text on the screen here. So see how you've got the AA right here? You can press that, and then instead of adding the shadow, it will automatically do it for you. And if it doesn't, you can press the A here. So you can go like this. I was sleeping so well. I was sleeping so well. Add another emoji, and then make sure it has some correlation a lot of the time because it will work a lot better. You can tap it once and it will give you that black layering around the back of the words, or tap it again and it will give you that white and black layering. So they're the only two variations of text you ever want to use on TikTok Shop when it comes to actually doing TikTok Shop videos and editing them properly. And then what you want to do is you want to add captions to your videos. Obviously mine won't pick up too well here because I was covering the mic, which will be something that you literally never do. But let me show you. So you want to press captions at the bottom here. It's going to generate the captions for you. So anything you've said, it will bring it up on the video. And then you can also zoom in and out of them to make them smaller. And the way I like my captions, see how they're really big here in big lines? A lot of the time I don't like doing that. You can do that if you want to though. What I would do is just press that, press style, press custom, scroll down, and there'll be word switch is the one you're looking for. Press that, and then that's how I would caption my videos. They're just quick one word, so they go through a lot smoother, and they're not as much in the way. They look a lot better. And then the last kind of editing trick that I want to run you through, remember, you can change the text if you want to. If you see a spelling mistake that's picked up on, you just press edit captions down there, and then you can go through, scroll through, and change any of the spelling mistakes, which don't really matter that much. It's not really worth spending your time on, because sometimes having wrong spelling can create people to comment that you spelt it wrong, which gives you more engagement to then again get more views. If you want to overlay something, you can do that as well. So let's say we're going here, and I want to add an image at the start of my hook, because sometimes you want to do that, or you want to add a video that you're reacting to at the start of your hook. You can press overlay, and let's just say this video of my haircut that I got earlier. I can add that and then zoom that in, and I can position myself in the first original video that I take in this corner and pretend I'm reacting to this video that I've done here. So yeah, that is exactly how you overlay videos. And then when you want to do that, see that little blue line? That's the length of the clip. Press the clip that you've imported yourself, and you can chop that up as well. So let's say you want it to start there, and you want it to end on that clip there. It will just clip there, and you'll see it starts, plays the video clip, and then stops. So that's pretty much all you need to know for TikTok editing. You do not need to do anything else other than that. That is literally all you need. Right, so product selection, probably one of, if not the most important thing when it comes to TikTok Shop. You can be the best marketer in the world, you can have the best videos in the world, but if you do not master product selection, you simply will not make money. It is as simple as that. So how to find products that work for you? Simply use your For You page. I cannot stress this enough. Your For You page is your best friend. Interact with as many shop videos as you can, so when a video does go viral, you can see how long ago it went viral and what product they were using. And what you have to understand is when you're scrolling down your For You page, you can go in the comments, or you can even see just down below where they posted the video by the caption how long ago it was posted. If you can see good engagement, there's comments asking about the product. Make sure you order it on Amazon and get it in as fast as physically possible. You truly have to understand that. One of the other ones I want to go through is follow better creators in a similar age range to you and see the new products that they promote. Order them as fast as you can if you can see they're doing well. Speed is absolutely key. So what you have to understand is with TikTok Shop products, things go in and out of waves. So it's almost like a product does well for about 3 weeks to a month max. But if you get on that wave early within the first week, the first couple of days, you're going to be able to ride that wave when everyone else jumps on it. So you have to make sure you get on that wave early, because if you do, you're going to make a shit ton of money. So make sure you get your products in as fast as you can. And that's why I'm going to go down and show you how to order your products on Amazon from TikTok, just so you know that your product come in as fast as possible with Prime delivery, and make sure you have that. It is so important. Only sell products that have good reviews and good credibility, and make sure you never sell a product that has less than 10% commission or £1 per sale minimum. So when I say this, good reviews, you want to have at least anything less than 3.9 star is very bad. And when I say good credibility, I'd say at least 250 to 500 sold, and even that's on the low side. But ideally at least 500 sold is usually what you're going to be looking at. You can go below if you truly believe the product is really good. And one thing I need you to do as well is, if you do have a product, and let's say one listing's got £1.80 commission and another listing's got £1.40 commission, but the one with £1.40 commission has way more sales, way more reviews, and way more credibility. But the one that's giving you more commission likely is a higher price point, which isn't worth it. And even if it's a lower price point, it's still not worth doing because it's got no credibility. People want to see reviews. As simple as that. So make sure you remember that. And one of the main ones I use to make sure I'm getting on products early is using softwares. The software I use most commonly right now is Social One AI, which I have linked inside of the Creators Collective Discord, which you can all see. Go in there and use a discount code that's bigger than everyone else in the game, because I managed to speak to the owner and get a bigger discount code for you lot. But genuinely, I don't work with anyone unless the software is genuinely really good, and Social One AI genuinely is really good. It shows you all the videos in the UK, it links the product there, and you can bookmark them on the site, so you can actually have like September viral products, December viral products, and then when it comes back to around that time next year, you think, actually I can revisit these products again, and likely they'll do well. And that's not the case for every single product every year, but most of the time, if it did well last year, it will probably do well this year, sorry. So you just got to make sure you get on it and you're consistent with that every single year. And like I said, there will be new products that do extremely well every single year, so don't just think, oh yeah, I'll go back to the same products I did last year and it'll work really well. Because the truth is, not all of them will, but probably I'd say 3 to 4 out of 10 will do well if they've done the year better, if they did good the year before, sorry. One thing you have to remember as well is if a product does well for you, you need to absolutely rinse it and make it the only product you post for weeks until it is no longer making you good sales. This is probably one of the biggest mistakes I see in the affiliate space, is people will get a product that makes them their first £50 commission, £60 commission, or if they're doing bigger numbers, £500 days, £600 days. Tell me why you're not rinsing that product. Increase your volume by 2x, 3x, start posting way more, because you have a winning product now and you're the recognizable face for that product. You all have to understand that is when you post a product, people start recognizing your face and actually putting it with that product. There's a guy I know, and he did around 10 grand in 4 months, which is about 2.5k a month, with one product across those 4 months, because everyone recognized his face and all he sold was protein cookies. So make sure you understand that. And I did the same with Flavor Toothpicks. If a product works well for you, absolutely rinse it, because you're pretty much guaranteeing yourself money and you're going to continue to make good money pretty much all the time as long as you rinse it. And another thing you need to go over is products that do well on videos, 99% of the time will not perform well on lives. One of the best ways to get products that are doing well on lives is simply follow and stay up to date with the top live creators in the UK, or stumble across lives with many people inside and order the product as soon as possible. So there isn't no real roadmap to finding good products that work on live, but there's 2 main things that happen when a live is doing well and a product's doing well on there. So one, it's extremely visually appealing or visually satisfying. So one that's worked really well for me personally is like an earwax remover. So I'd set the live up with a camera right in front of me right now, and I've got my monitor in front of me, and I'd have someone on YouTube doing like an earwax removal, and I'd be talking about the product and pretending it was my ear almost. And that does really well, because you have to remember the whole app is based off how long can you keep someone watching something. If someone joins your live and scrolls off it straight away, it's not going to get pushed. But if people join your live and stay there and watch or either listen to what you've got to say, you're going to get more people, and it'll push it to the ideal customer that wants to buy the product. So make sure you have something either really visually appealing or is at extremely low on a flash sale. So let's say usually a product's like £200 on live and it's went down to like £80. Jump on that and get on it as fast as you can, because trust me, it is so important and you can really capitalize on this, make so many sales. And if you're the first person to it, you can literally do like £1,000 in a live and average anywhere from like £200 to £400 an hour if the product really is printing. So speed being key makes Amazon your best friend. Follow the picture below to learn how to use Amazon to find a product you want. Order as soon as possible. The faster you are buying products, the more money you make. Do not hesitate. So I'll go and show you that image after this, but I just want to say seasonal products. Don't forget, at Christmas, Halloween, Easter, those products will almost always perform well at that time, providing the listing follows the metrics I give above. So the minimum £1 commission, have at least 500 sales, and nothing less than 3.9 stars in reviews. So going back to the Amazon thing right now, you can see it circled. So you see that little image right there. Screenshot the product you want on TikTok Shop. So picture this. You found the product, you think, okay, this is the product that's going viral right now, I want to order it. Go on the TikTok app, screenshot it on your phone, and then what you need to do is download the Amazon app. Make sure you have Prime, by the way, and you can see I've put an arrow and a circle around that. Press where the circle is, and then that's going to bring you to where you can upload your photo, which you can see on the right here. Upload that photo, it will then scan the whole of Amazon and find that product. Make sure you can find it with like a 1 to 2 day shipping max. order it in, get it in, and I pretty much don't use any more free samples on TikTok anymore. I just do absolutely everything by buying it on Amazon because it comes quicker, and if you can get to that opportunity early, trust me, you'll make your money back tenfold every single time. That is literally all you have to do, and pretty much all there is to product selection. Like I said, I could go into way more detail about this, but there really isn't much point just because I'm pretty much going to be doing all the product selection for you, whether you're my one-to-one client or you're inside Creators Collective. So if you are going to go ahead and do your own product selection, these are some of the things that you can follow and use Social One AI and stuff like that. And I do recommend it in doing your own bit of product selection because it is good to know regardless. But like I said, I'll put everything inside. And if you do have any doubts, any questions, like I said, just come into me, ask me if I think a product will work for you. And a lot of the time I will know and I'll answer that question for you. Right, you ugly lot, I'm going to show you how you can do this and break down pretty much the whole content style. So let's start. Straight away, camera. On the actual camera app itself, I know it's going to be low light in here, so I need to turn this up, make it darker. And then you can see in the top left corner, I've got 60 FPS HD. Okay, on your actual camera app, not on TikTok. Make sure you have that set up, all right? Let me get the lighting back to normal again. Dunzo. Right, now what we've got is my tripod set up right there, and you can see it to the right. My little light right here, it is needed. I know I've got another light on the camera, but that little light will clip onto my phone. And I'm going to show you how I set that up. So make sure you're filming on your back camera, like I just showed you. Now, connect my light, attach it to the top of my phone, which again, I'll show you. So I'll turn this all the way down right there. I've now got my light, which will be, you can't really see because of the camera, but it is bright. And I've got my 60 FPS on my back camera, which is all good. So you then connect this to my tripod, which sometimes can be a bit of a hassle. Leave it on 1x. I've just started filming, but I shouldn't have, so I'll end that in a minute right there. Getting this in sometimes is a hassle. It happens. Right, now we're in. So I want to make it central, which you should be able to see. My phone is central to me now, and I'll probably want to down angle it a little bit, bring it further back, and get the angle to touch down so it's directly on me, which I can do with this little ball. Bring the angle down a touch. Boom. Now that's perfect. It's central to me, it's good, and the setup is perfect for my video, which is about right there. And now I'll put it down and screw this up so it doesn't move. Right, we're set up lovely. Now it's time to just start recording, which I can cut it all out afterwards, which is not an issue. I'll start recording and I'm going to show you what I'll do. And I'll cut it all up after, so I'll mess up a couple of times. It's not an issue because you get used to it. And I'm going to show you what I'll start with. I've got my balloon here and my scissors. I'll probably start with eye bags because it's quite a big pain point, and I'd like to start with the biggest one first rather than waiting. So let's start. Which with the scissors, sometimes you can get a violation for it, but as long as you're safe, you should be all right and don't show it too much. If you've got bad eye, it's not going to pop it, is it? Hopefully it pops. If you've got bad eye bags, then you need to get this. Boom. I probably popped it a little bit too early, but as again, it's just an example. You can make yours better than mine. Of course you can. I shouldn't have said you need to get this, to be honest, but that's just an example again. You'll probably be able to guess. Name what it is first, then pop it. If your smile lines are really, really bad, then you need this. And if you can't get rid of these dark circles for the life of you, then you need this. Boom. That's that done in the recording. Now I'm going to take my hat off, even though my trim is washed, and then we can go to guess now. I used to have all these problems, smile lines, eye bags a lot, and then I started using this Dr. Malaxin stick that Cardi B just started using, and a bunch of the top celebrities have been using to erase their eye bags. Tone down their smile lines, tone down their smile lines and their dark circles. If it's good enough for Cardi B and Jeffree Star, it's sure enough good for me. So if you want to give it a go, it's on a 50% sale right now. It's linked down below in the bottom left corner of the video. Boom. That's all it takes. It's not as confusing as you may think. And in the editing process, I will also show you how I do that as well. But I promise you, the process isn't that hard and isn't as long as you may think it is. That's all it takes to make a decent video for TikTok Shop. Right, so the key to perfect hooks on TikTok Shop, the number one most important thing to go viral on TikTok Shop is your hook. If your hook isn't visually appealing, controversial, or intriguing, you will not go viral. You all have to understand that. TikTok Shop hooks are the most important thing for your video. If you cannot master that, you will not go viral. It is as simple as that. And yes, every 1 to 50 videos, you'll see a video that does extremely well without a good hook. But we're not here for that. That is not the reason why you're in Creators Collective. That is not the reason you're being mentored. The reason you're here is because you want predictability, you want to know when you're going to go viral, and you want the highest chance at every single video you post to go viral. How to master your visual, intriguing, and controversial hooks is simple. Every single product you have, you'll be able to make a good visual hook with. And if you can't, you can fall back on the other styles of hooks as they're harder to come up with in the first place. There will be some people that I'd advise otherwise to not focus mainly just on visual hooks. There will be some people I'll tell you to do storytelling hooks, I'll tell you to do intriguing hooks, controversial hooks. It is completely based on person to person, but for 99% of creators, having the stronger visual hook is going to help you out massively, and most creators inside of Creators Collective and the Mentorship are going to just want to use visual hooks, and you all need to understand that. And even the people that are doing storytelling hooks and controversial hooks, intriguing hooks, having something visual is never going to be a downside ever. Think about it like this: if you're selling a teeth pollen oil product, don't just hold the pollen oil up and talk about it. Instead, do something like this. So, at the start of your video, there's two people. One, here's the pollen oil, I'm going to swish it around my mouth and spit it out. No one's listened to that video. If you go on there and you say, this is pollen oil, I'm going to put it in my mouth, I'm going to swish it around and spit it out, it makes your teeth white. No one's listened to that because your visual hook isn't good enough. Instead, use something like this. Straight away at the start of the video, you can see him spitting it into a bin. It's very visually appealing. It makes the average person on TikTok Shop stop scrolling, and that is what we want. The more visually appealing the video is, the higher your watch time is going to be. The higher your watch time is, the more views you're going to get. That is how the hooks work. The TikTok Shop creators telling you to put your phone down or flipping your camera will be sufficient for a visual hook are lying. That is only useful if you're good at storytelling and make a story extremely intriguing from the second it starts. So you see a lot of creators lately saying, yes, there are different types of visual hooks, but they're all telling you, just pick your camera up, bring it towards your face and put it back down again. That is sufficient for a visual hook. It is not sufficient for a visual hook in 2025 unless your story is extremely intriguing. Yes, storytelling content works extremely well, providing you have the right product, but you cannot just rely on that for a visual hook unless your story is literally perfect or so controversial that it gets amazing views regardless of how the video looks. So, controversial hooks. If you're good at storytelling, just make up a fake story, but make sure you make it feel like someone is on a FaceTime to you and it seems really organic and natural. So what I mean by that is, when you're doing these controversial hooks and you're doing these storytelling hooks, don't speak to the camera like you're speaking to the woman on the phone at the bank. You don't want to do that, you know what I mean? Oh, hi, yeah, da. No, you don't want that. Speak exactly how you would if you're on FaceTime to your best friend, and I'm talking your best friend of 10 years. Speak exactly like that. The more natural, the more organic you can come across, the better your videos are going to perform. Make sure that the key point in your story is to sell the product, and don't get too swayed off and make it become more about the story and less about the product, or else your conversions will plummet. If you can find clothes to match what you're talking about, it will 10x your conversions. And now let me go over this a little bit, because this is a bit of sauce that not many people will tell you about, because this could probably increase your conversions 10x if you do this stuff. You don't have to, because it is slightly unethical, but I ain't really here for that. I'm here for money, and I'm sure all of you are as well. We're here to just make money. It doesn't matter if we want to wear different clothes, it doesn't matter. So you can see this guy right here. I have absolutely no idea whether he's a dentist or not, but I know he's made absolutely thousands of pounds with a Dr. Dent teeth whitening strips just by wearing these dentist scrubs that are probably £15 off Amazon. You have to understand that. This woman here, extremely good at storytelling, and you can see me right here using a text hook like this. I cheated on my girlfriend, which didn't give me the perfect audience, so my conversions weren't amazing. It got me a lot of views, you can see 133k views. That's analytics of the video. At the time of filming this video, the video is now on 250,000 views. So one thing you can do is buy clothes to your advantage to increase your credibility. For example, you can be anything you want to be. You can be a doctor, you can be a dentist. Buy the clothing for it off of Amazon, and you can use that to massively increase your credibility, and it will 10x your conversions because it makes people believe what you're saying, and that is going to massively increase your conversions. And that is a really good visual hook you can use as well, because it really stops people in their tracks and they're willing to listen to you, which is going to increase the watch time as it is. For example, if you're selling teeth whitening strips, you could buy cheap dentist scrubs off of Amazon. The two images below will show you a good camera angle to use for storytelling videos, and an example of using clothes to your advantage to add credibility to your story. So you can see for all of these three videos here, they all have similar kind of camera angles. They seem very laid back, they seem like FaceTimey videos, and they do really well because people love like story times, and you'll see them on your TikTok Shop for your page all the time. People are always doing story times and then selling a product off the back of it. That is exactly what you need to do as well if you want to do storytelling based videos. But one thing I do recommend you do that I didn't do in this video is on your text hook and in your video, make sure that, again, the key point is the product, because that is how you're going to sell it. The reason why these two videos converted better than this one on the right that I filmed is because their text hook says whitening can ruin your teeth, and you can see that people can listen to him because he has credibility, he has the outfit on. And the same for this one here. She has really white teeth, which you can use in the TikTok app and put a whitening filter on, which kind of increases credibility even more for your hook. But you can see right here, and the reason why our video converted so well is because yellow teeth will kill your whole look. Fix it. And that's putting an instant pain point at the start of the video, and people are willing to listen to her because she's really good at storytelling. So, intriguing hooks. These are mostly used in skit content. For example, filming your friend through a window or approaching someone in public. You can also use clothing to your advantage here, just to make sure it seems like an actual human conversation. When doing intriguing hooks, make sure it's very simple about the product, because otherwise your conversions will be terrible. You have got to find the middle ground between selling the product and being entertained when doing skits. So in Q4, you have to understand that skits are going to do extremely well. This is a little one that I was going to use to my advantage, that I'm telling all of you about now. What you could do is buy the dentist clothes or buy the hospital clothes, whatever you want to do, and what you can do is meet someone in public, one of your friends, and be like, oh, hi, and then start asking them questions about the product. From there, your conversions are going to be crazy, because they can seem very laid back and just go, oh yeah, I use the Dr. Dent teeth whitening strips, they work really well, they're peroxide free. Boom. Credibility, sales are going to absolutely boom. I was going to keep this one for myself, but I know a lot of you in the Discord now will probably absolutely rinse this content style, and it's going to make a lot of you thousands through Q4, but I thought, why not? You're in here, it's going to be class. Trust me, use that content style if you can manage to do it, because it is extremely good for Q4. But with the intriguing hooks, it kind of links into storytelling and links into skit content. What you have to understand in Q4 though, is with the skit content, you need to make sure that it's very centered around the product. Pretty much start the video by showing the product off straight away. Like for example, one of the guys that I know called Abs, he had some like foil shaver, he'd start the video with it on his face straight away, then he'd go ahead, talk about the product, and it converted really well. And one thing that I really want you to know is please cut out the fluff of your video. When it first starts, edit it to the start. The second you say the first word, that is when you want the video to start. Or the second you can see the visual hook that you're doing, that is when you want the video to start. You don't even want a millisecond of dead space where you're not doing anything in the video, because any time when you do that, where you breathe to take a stop, anything like that, it is going to massively ruin your watch time. Cut out the fluff. No one wants to hear you ramble on for something for too long, and they don't want to hear you breathe. Edit out any dead space in your videos. The shorter your video is, whilst getting across all the benefits of the product, the better it'll perform. Perfect video length for conversion in 2025 was 37 seconds. You do not need to ramble, it will ruin your watch time and destroy your views. Are you averaging 8 to 10 seconds watch time on a 1 minute video? If not, something needs to change in your hook. Data is your friend, you need to use it. Another thing I want to go over is your product can be your visual hook. Remember, some products are really easily to make visually appealing hooks on, so don't be afraid to use it to your advantage. I personally did 4 grand in 16 days just by using a skincare product that was visually appealing. So I had a skincare product that when you put it on your face, you rubbed it in and it kind of built up all this gunk. I was using that at the start of every single one of my videos for a visual hook, and it was doing views every single time. So for example, pulling oil, you got to spit it in the sink or spit it in a bin, whatever you want to do, it's visually appealing. The Korean skincare I had, that gunked up stuff, it's visually appealing. Little RC cards for Christmas, it's visually appealing. Anything like that, you can use to your advantage as your visual hook. Some videos you will not be able to use the product directly for your visual hook, but most of the videos you'll be able to do that. Now this one is probably one of the most important ones you need to listen to. Your hook determines your audience. If you start your video with an immature hook, it will likely hit an audience that isn't willing to buy, which equals low conversions. What you say and what your text hook says determines where your video gets pushed to. Remember that, and we'll go over it more in the audience section. Whatever you say, it will push it more to that audience. There's no dead set way to say 100% of the time. If you say something, it will push it to that exact audience. But if you say woman over 50, men in your 20s, females in your 30s, if you say that, it's got a much higher chance at getting to the audience that you want. And the same thing with your visual hooks. If you do something really immature, like a crazy visual hook, I'm talking some people have like put hair in the toilet and recorded it and stuff, that stuff is going to hit a really young audience most of the time, and it's just going to cause your conversions to absolutely plummet. So make sure when you're doing your visual hooks, you don't do something too crazy, still make it related to the product, otherwise you will just hit the wrong audience. And no matter what you do, in some of your videos you will hit the right audience. It's just about reusing that format and hitting the right audience if the video did well. And the final thing is your hook is everything. If your hook is shit, your entire video is. Spend the most time on your hook, then anything else, and the rest will follow. Right, so TikTok Shop conversions. How can you make sure you're not getting hundreds of thousands of views and making no sales whatsoever? How to actually make your TikTok Shop videos convert. Conversions on TikTok Shop are extremely important. If you can master conversions, the views become the easy part. But how can you make sure your videos actually convert and you don't just get thousands of views with no sales? This is a struggle for so many affiliates. They'll get videos with 500,000 views, 1 million views, and they'll probably not even convert 20, 30, 40 quid. With every 1 million views we get, we want to be aiming anywhere from 800 to £1,500. £100. We want to be making as much money as we possibly can. Like I said in the hooks area of the course, you have to get the right audience. If you don't get the right audience, you'll make zero sales. There's no dead set way to hit the right audience every single time, but the best way is to mention things that are relative to the audience that you want. For example, woman in your 50s, listen up, or girl, get this for your man. Whatever you say / write as your title hook, the algorithm will pick up on it and do its best to serve it to the right audience. And that is what you all have to understand, and I will keep saying this over and over and over in every single section. If you do not hit the right audience on your videos, you're just simply not going to get sales, because the people that are watching your videos do not want to buy the product because you're hitting the wrong audience. You have to understand that. The most simple way to make sure your videos actually convert is to have a good call to action. Make sure it's at the end of your video. Never, ever, 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 ever start the video unless it's a huge sale on the product, saying flash sale, and then you go ahead and show the rest of the video and carry on talking about it, because your watch time is going to be absolutely destroyed. If you start the video and say there's a huge flash sale, let's say there's not actually a huge flash sale, there's a couple quid off, it's just not worth doing it. It really isn't, because when you do that, all you're doing is telling the person that's watching your video, this is a TikTok shop video straight away. And when you're doing that, it ruins your watch time, and it's going to ruin your overall views on pretty much every single video you do. Always tell the viewer that the product's linked in the bottom left corner of the video. Whenever there is a big sale on, make sure you mention that, as it will massively improve your conversion. So what I mean by that is, whenever there's a massive sale on the product, make sure at the end of your video, in the call to action, you mention there's a huge sale on the product. Because the problem is, there's a massive problem in the TikTok shop space right now, where it's like, there's on a huge flash sale, there's low stock, but there's not on a huge flash sale, and there's not low stock. So people just aren't going to trust you. And the thing is, if you get to a decent level as a TikTok shop creator, people will start noticing you, and they want to buy off you again and again and again. If you can build a somewhat strong audience, yes, most people you see on TikTok shop are never ever going to see you again. But if you get to a high level of TikTok shop, which is why you're here, 8 to 10k months, you're going to see people consistently, and they're going to keep seeing you. So you need to make sure you're trustworthy, and what you're saying is actually the truth. Do not overlook how important it is to have a good tonality. The way you talk can literally be the difference between £5,000 in commission to £50. So always talk the way you usually would, just as if you were talking to your friend on FaceTime. I do not want to see you on camera, and I understand when you're first starting, it is extremely hard, because it's unnatural to pick up a camera like I am right now and talk to it and just sound normal, because you haven't done it enough. But the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. Try and think in your head, I'm just having a conversation with my friend. That is all you need to think. When you're filming the video, if you're trying to recommend something to one of your friends, do it the same way in the TikTok shop video. It's going to convert so much better, because you seem real, you seem organic, and you actually seem like a real human being. Make your videos more product centered. Whilst it's important to make sure your videos are entertaining, please do not forget that the point of your video is to sell the viewer a product. I see this way too much. Affiliates will come on board, they'll have an entertaining ass video, it'll get so many views, but it's not going to convert, because you forget the key point of the video is to sell the product. We do not care if we get 10 million views and we make £1,000. We want 10 million views and 15, 20 grand. That is what we want, because what you have to remember, the overall views you get in a month, we want to equal to a decent amount of money. If you're doing 6, 7, 8 million views, you're only making 6, 7, 8 grand. So that is what we want. If you cannot master views to conversion ratio by having good conversions, which I'm teaching you right now, you're going to massively struggle to ever do decently well on TikTok shop. And one thing you need to ask yourself after every single time you post a video, and truly do this for your first like 50, 60 times of posting, so you genuinely know what you need to do every single time. Ask yourself, if I wanted to buy this product, would this video sell it to me? And I need you to be 100% honest with yourself, and I don't see anywhere near enough affiliates doing this. Look at your content and ask yourself, is this content genuinely good, or am I just saying it because I put a bit of time into making it? No. Most of the time, people's content is way worse than they actually believe. And you need to tell yourself this pretty much every single time you post, because the more you tell yourself your content is bad, the better you're going to get regardless. So it's always better to blame yourself for the problems in your content, so you can go ahead and fix them. And like I say again, use your analytics, look at the data and see if the video is converting well. A near perfect conversion rate is every 1,000 views you average £1. So that's really, really good in this day of age. If you get 10 million views a month, you're going to be averaging £10,000 a month. So look at it like that. Master conversions, and then you know a set goal of views you have to get every single month to make X amount of money. A good conversion rate is every 2,000 views you make £1. And this massively varies depending on your age and whether you're a male or a female. If you're a female, you're going to convert way better, and if you're a little bit older, you're going to convert convert even better again. And that is why I say hitting the right audience is extremely, extremely good. Because if you're a male and you can focus on hitting a female audience with certain products, obviously you don't want to hit a female audience with every single product, but if you can hit a female audience and a slightly older audience, they've got more money to give you and they're way more inclined to buy. I see this all the time. My most viral videos that have made me the most amount of money, I've always inclined towards a female audience. It always works because their pain points are a lot bigger. You can check the analytics and you can actually see if you're hitting those conversion rate numbers, and if you are, then continue to push that product, and I mean push it. If you get a product that does well for you once, and I'm talking the video does 500,000 views, 200,000 views, for the rest of that week, absolutely rinse it and squeeze every last bit of money you can get out of that product. That is how you master conversions and how you master sales. And look here, this is how you check if your video is converting well. So for example, this one here for me, I sold five items within 12k views and generated about £58 in GMV. This was a pretty decent conversion rate. My CTOR, so my click-through order rate, was 1.45%. Anywhere from 1.4 to 1.5% is fairly decent in 2025. So if you're looking at that, it's going to be really, really good. If you're a woman and you want a slightly better conversion rate because you'll have that naturally anyway, you're going to be looking at a CTOR of around 1.7 to 2%. So look at that on your videos and you'll see if it actually is working for you and the product is worth pushing. And if you don't know how to go through and find this, what you need to do is go to your creator dashboard, press on the screen, scroll down, and like I said, if any of you actually want me to run you through a step by step, I will do this in the Discord and I will do it in our weekly calls. Do not worry about that whatsoever. You scroll down, you press on the video so you can see the views you have and the amount of items sold right at the bottom of your creator center after you've pressed on the earnings for the day. You scroll down to the bottom, press on the video that you posted, it will say views, products sold, press on that, it will open up this screen right here and you can look at the analytics and you know exactly the CTOR and the amount of items you've sold for the amount of views you've got on the video. Products are most important. If your product is above £30, it will struggle to sell on the TikTok Shop platform unless it's sold on live. You have to understand that. The perfect price for a product in 2025, and this is based off statistics, £17. So if you're promoting products that are 28, 29, 30 quid, you'll get into that higher range, but they can still sell extremely well. If you start doing 35, 40 quid, 50 quid, you will struggle. And that's not to say there aren't some exceptions in Christmas time and things like that. You can sell slightly more expensive products, but for the highest amount of commission, most of the time, the products are going to be cheap. People are on TikTok Shop for bargains. That is as simple as that. One thing you all have to do, and this is the main thing for product selection that no one tells you, I'm telling you right now, always sell products that are trending right now and always use products that align with your content and your audience. This is what I said earlier. When I go down here, you're going to read in a second. You need to show and not tell. So if you're a mum, why are you trying to sell products that have no relatability to you whatsoever? And I'm saying, yes, you can sell products that have no relatability to being a mum, but if you can find a good product that has relatability to being a mum or some sort of unfair advantage you've got, if you're a chef or you play golf in the spare time, whatever it may be, use those unfair advantages because you can sell more things with the proof of what you're saying. For example, if I go on there and try and sell supplements, it's not going to work very well because my physique isn't amazing. Where if a bodybuilder goes on there, he's going to start selling thousands of supplements because he's got the proof to show that. So where you can, always sell things that align with the kind of audience that you're trying to target. And by the way, that does not mean you have to just sell solely mum products. You can sell literally any product you want, and I'll send loads of them inside of the Discord regardless. But what I'm saying to you, if you can find a seasonal product or an audience-based product that you know you have an unfair advantage if you sell it compared to everyone else selling it, go ahead and do that. Do not sell products with low ratings, low sales, and no real credibility. Low ratings, I'd say anything below like 3.8, 3.9 star is crap. Low sales, you want minimum like 500 orders at least. Obviously, there are some one-offs. If the product is really good and you genuinely feel like you can do really good numbers with it, go ahead, order it. But most of the time, it's not going to be a good case. Stuff with no real credibility, so things that has like 200 sales, 3-star reviews. You can see it's a crappy Chinese product that's off Alibaba. Just trust me, get stuff with credibility, it will work a lot better. Inside of the Discord, we'll pretty much be doing all of the product selection for you. If you do want to check yourself, because it is always good to get a good understanding of what you're looking for in a product, there's absolutely no reason why you can check the For You page and check the softwares that I'll go over down here now. Use softwares like Social One. It's linked in the Discord and you'll see that in the channel. Social One, if you can use it to your advantage, is extremely, extremely good. You go through there and it shows you all of the most viral videos in the UK right now. You can set it to ads only, because if it's got ads running on it, you know full well it's converting well. Otherwise, the company would not spend money on those ads. Simple as that. It has to be converting well, or they're not going to spend money on ads. So keep rinsing those videos on Social One and use those softwares. Yes, you do have to pay for it, but it is really important if you want to get the most out of your product selection. But like I say, in the Discord again, we'll be sending in so many updates of good products that you can go through and check. It is always good to get a little bit of insight for yourself, just so you know for the future. And something you all need to know, without a good product, you'll never ever get good conversions. Product is literally key on TikTok Shop. If your product is shit, you will not sell it. I don't care how good of a salesman you are. If the product is good, it will sell well. If the product is shit, it won't. Show, not tell. This is probably one of the most important ones. Use your advantages. For example, if you have a good physique, you'll sell supplements well, like I said before, and you can show the results of the product. Even if you don't take the product, but you have a good physique, just say that's what you've been taking, and you can't say directly, I've taken this, and this is how I look. You can do the same, because you have to be careful of violations, which is what we'll go over. But you can say, this is what I use alongside doing XXX, and it's working really, really well for me. Or if you're a mum, you can relate to other mums' problems, so you can sell kids products. Always think about how you can show the product's benefits or how to use it. Most of my best videos have actually been me just showing how to use the product. For example, teeth whitening strips, go like that, put them on for your visual hook, put oil pulling in your mouth, spit it out in the bin, anything like that. Show the benefits of the product, or you can show the result of the product. That's one thing you can do all the time. For example, you can see how happy your kid is with a certain present if you're a mum, or you can see how your physique is looking with the supplements. Either show the result of the product or show how the product works. Understand that, and your conversions are going to absolutely skyrocket.
I think this will help you out massively, because it's going to show you what curiosity really is. And not just that in general, but curiosity and anything in general that's going to generate you more views and increase your watch time. So, first of all, I want to explain why you're using curiosity, because a lot of you may be like, okay, it's good to have in your content, why are you using it? If someone cannot scroll off a video without seeing the result of what's going on, they are forced to stay on the video, which at that point makes your video have an extremely high watch time and an extremely high percentage of watched full video. So it's almost like whenever you watch content about TikTok Shop, a lot of people will do this and you won't know this, or you may have picked it up. Is visual hook the text? Yeah, visual hook. Well, the visual hook is what you got your text hook, which is what is written here. Visual hook, which is what you're showing, like cutting the whitening strip, and then verbal hook is what you say. And I'm going to put them in order as well as what's most important. Visual being number 1, verbal hook being number 2, text hook being number 3. But they're all extremely important. So, kind of what you've got to understand is that when you're watching content, for example, people do this all the time, especially content creators at a high level. They'll do this at every single point of your video, and you won't know that it's happened to you, but it is. So when you next go on TikTok, I want you to sit there and actually think about it for a second. What is this person doing to me when I'm watching this video that's caused me to stay 15-20 seconds? And it's a lot of the time because they don't give you the direct answer to what you want, or they don't show you the exact kind of thing that you want to see. So Tiana, you did this the other day. I'm going to actually open up a TikTok tab now quickly, and I'm going to show you when you did this and how you could have dragged this on longer. I said your hook was good. So for example, I think it was on this video here.
I'm not
So see here, I was not expecting this.
joking. My lips are huge. Wait.
My lips are huge. People are not scrolling off at this point. I guarantee you, if you go to the analytics in your video, no one's going to scroll off until they see you drop your hand. Alright? No one's going to do that. But the second you drop your hand and they see the result of what's happened, automatically they're not interested anymore and they want to scroll past the video. So what you're kind of doing is drip feeding this thing that's about to happen, but it hasn't happened just yet. And then when it does, you've already got their watch time, so it doesn't matter at that point. Or they're already so intrigued and interested in the video that it doesn't matter at that point. You've already got them locked in the video, because most people that watch a video to 10 seconds are going to watch it to 15. But most people that watch a video to 3 seconds aren't going to watch it till 5. Does that make sense? Because that is genuinely one of the most important things you can think of. If you've managed to get someone to stay to 10 seconds, a lot of time they're going to stay to 15. If you only got them to 3 seconds, they're not going to stay to a 5. Genuinely. And if there's any thought on why that is, just drop it in the comments. But what I'll say is that you'll see this here. This is where the drop is going to start. So right now, she's got this audience of 200 people, let's say, at the start. It's rising like this. Everyone's staying on the video, so let's picture it like a line. I think it's better if I actually just draw this. Let's picture this like a line, alright? And this is the line right now. People are staying. No one's dropped off yet. Let me change the colour for this. There's a level drop off. No one's dropped off just yet. So for Tiana's video, most people are just staying here now until she's dropped her hand. Ready? Boom. Second she does that, automatically, I promise you, what's going to happen is at least I'd say about 40% of people are going to go like this. Boom. Dropped off. And what does that tell TikTok? Oh, this video is just the same as everyone else's. Because for most people, the pool is they only watch to this point. They're watching these first like 3 or 4 seconds, and then they see this constant steady graph of where it goes green line. Then TikTok see it on their end, red line. They see this over and over again, and the reason for that is why most videos are in the pool at the bottom of the barrel and they don't get good views. But if that changes and they see this, green, 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 drop off. Oh, maybe that isn't too bad at all. That's actually pretty good. Like that's a little bit better. Maybe we'll push this out to 8 or 10,000 people. That's pretty good. That's a good number. We'll push it out to them. See if it continues to convert at a good rate, and if it does, then we'll push it out big time. Because you have to remember, the product's based off of sales, not based off of just strictly watch time. But it's super important that you do get this. And then we've got the top level creators. Okay, where it's like this. We go across, and their video stays at this kind of linear growth, and most people stay then. At the end, they'll get some people that drop off because they already understand their product and whether or not they want to buy it, but it stays more linear. And a graph isn't going to look like this on your TikTok, of course it's not, but at a good rate, what's going to happen is most of the time you'll have a green line for a top creator to about here, where they've stayed for around 10 seconds. Then you start seeing people, which I need to erase that other one just so I can do this for you. So razor is not very good, is it? Is that working better? Yeah, there we go. So what's going to happen for most people is, here we go, they'll see this, they'll get this green line, like a good creator, they'll have this green line, and instead of this little angle of drop off like that, you won't see that, alright? That's not what you're going to see. What you're going to see is this. This slow descent down. That's good, because no matter what you do, especially when you're trying to sell a product, people in themselves are gonna sit there and they're gonna be inclined to scroll off. So you have to understand, with a normal TikTok video, you can get people to stay for a much longer period of time because they know you're not trying to directly sell something. Okay? But with a TikTok shop video, the second you introduce a product, if that person isn't remotely interested, then they're gonna scroll off the video regardless. So there's nothing you can do about that. Your watch time on a normal TikTok video will always be stronger than it will on a TikTok shop video, because they know you're selling something, they can see the yellow basket, whatever it may be. Your goal is to make sure their eyes are off the yellow basket and on about what you're doing, and making sure they're staying there to create curiosity. And there's people that do this. Let me show you this. There's another creator on TikTok shop you've probably seen. You've probably seen Haran, you've probably also seen him, good friend of mine, but you can see this building up lately. And why is that? You can see his views sometimes take 10k.
So yesterday,
look, it's literally this book. I guarantee a majority of the video, he will not touch the pen on this book.
in my AI, TikTok shop, all this other thing, and
See?
and your facts that don't
He's
get
put. I think he touched it on there once. Hang on.
video, and you need
He's not even writing anything. Look.
All of the
Look.
good indicator for me to watch on the
Why? Why? Curiosity. That's why. That's why. People leave that there. People literally open the book, write down nothing, literally write down nothing, just to increase watch time. And there's other creators that do this consistently, which is why you're creating curiosity. You can even test that as a visual hook in one of your videos, or a curiosity hook in one of your videos. So your goal, in short, is to make sure you can get people to stay as long in the video as possible, because the second you show the benefit,
Look at them. This lip plumper is literally.
then they're doing that. But now, if we look on some other top videos, for example, like this one. Let's take a look at this creator. 380k GMV in the US, probably about £38,000 in commission. Let's watch.
A purple whitening strip versus a clear whitening strip. We're going to test it out if it works on a banana, because this is yellow like our teeth. Stretch them.
What's the point of stretching them? Why don't you just put them on our teeth? Show us a quick one. Because retention, keeping people on the video for a longer period of time.
Stick them on. Stick that one on.
God,
And if you
still
do
keep 'em
the
there.
purple on the top and the clear
Why is he mentioning that? It doesn't need to. But he does.
on the bottom to see which one actually works. But the box is saying to wait 30 minutes, so we're going to come back to see which one works. It's been about 30 minutes. Let's take it off.
Why is he doing that? Why is he peeling it off of the banana full first? Why is he not just peeling it straight off his teeth? You're now starting to understand the game of retention.
Ew, nothing's happened to that. Okay, I think we're supposed to wipe this off.
Still dragging it. Still dragging it. But it's why it's got 12 million views.
There's just no difference. Oh my gosh. See if it works on our teeth.
Now we show the result. Still dragging it. Could just peel the top one off again. Still dragging it. Now we show the proof. And you'll see, he'll explain the benefits and boom, it'll end. We're already 60... He's got people to stay on this video for literally like 60% of the entire thing.
Alright, wait. Let me brush it off to see if it actually worked.
More curiosity. Let's brush it off to see if it actually worked. More curiosity, they're going to stay again. It's like adding an extra hook in the midsection of your video. speeding it up so they don't get bored.
Yeah, I got scared because I thought purple was supposed to cancel out yellow. It didn't work on there. But damn, it worked so well on my teeth. Ew, my bottoms are yellow. And that result's kind of crazy, but I kind of knew after looking at all those reviews
Proof.
that they're going to work that well. I wasn't able to buy them for a while because they're literally always sold out, so I got 2
Hard to
copies.
see.
So if you're lucky enough to still see the orange shopping cart somewhere down here, I'll get them before they do sell out again.
Boom. Did everyone understand that? Let me know. That should put into perspective just some things like how much curiosity matters in your videos, and not just showing the end result instantly. Like genuinely, if you put that into your content and you see how you can increase the watch time just because someone's constantly doing something, so you stay longer without showing you the end result instantly, almost always works in your favor. All right. So keep that in mind with any products that you can create curiosity with. It's perfect. And there'll be certain products where you cannot create that level of curiosity. For example, like leggings, etc. When you have those type of products, you've kind of just got to show the benefits quickly and get over it. All right? Because the shorter you can make the video whilst keeping them there for a little bit of time, the better. And this is me going into a lot more, like a stronger breakdown of what actually matters. But it's important you know this. Because if you don't, then you're never going to get past that level of being a top creator, because you constantly held back by the fact that these people have got extreme watch time and you don't have that. All right? So now I wanted to show some examples of taking it too far. So this is Curiosity's Peak. I just want to explain this and how it worked. So, what's going on here? And how it worked. So as you can see here, with his text hook, what's different to this than if we go to, I don't know, we can probably find one here.
If you're still
Like this. 2026 is the year of healthy hair. Let's find the clear difference here. Alright? So the clear difference in his is, I did not expect this. There's curiosity in that. What didn't you expect? What didn't you expect? He's holding this to start off with. He's holding a teeth whitening strip. The curiosity levels are quite high. You have to understand this. You're sat there now thinking, what didn't you expect? But with yours, you can see 2026 is the year of healthy hair. We know you're talking about hair now. We know there's no curiosity behind it. You're holding a product in your hand, obviously with the hair, which obviously is completely fine. But you can create more curiosity. I'm not trying to it seems like I'm just picking at you now because I've got your account open. But everyone does this. Pretty much most people in the group, I'd say 99% of you are doing this, and you have somewhere in your video you have something like this, where you're doing this. You're showing the product straight away from the get-go, which is fine with certain products if you can create curiosity around it, like that guy just did, like I showed you on Social One. But there's more curiosity in the text hook and the verbal hook. Okay, whereas if you could do a video here where it's like, this is what my hair looked like beforehand, it was genuinely terrible, then the curiosity, don't show the benefit just yet, don't show what your hair looked like just yet, boom, now look what my hair looks like, boom, then you've got that big realization for most people, which has already sold them at that point, okay? So that's curiosity at its peak form, and it's obviously about the product from the get-go, so people are actually going to be interested, and they're going to sit there and watch and actually listen to what this guy's saying, because you've grabbed their attention and their curiosity, like, I need to watch the rest of this. So you want to put an unanswered question in your text like a lot of time. Don't do this every single time, of course, but every time you put some sort of unanswered question or something that creates a little bit of curiosity behind this, so we can, again, it's all the top creators do it. So RS Dar, for example, Switch account Matt is in the Discord as well, but you can see in his AI content he's been doing at the minute, if we look at this, you can see his text because he knows what he's doing. The secret to a happy relationship, ? Okay, he's waiting. Now he's forcing these characters, these AI characters to make, they're going to wait and answer this question. Alright? And because of that, automatically there's curiosity created. Because the question isn't answered. This is the best way for me to explain this now I'm thinking about this. The question isn't answered in your text hook. Whereas if you go to Tiana's video, you can see, look, the secret to a happy relationship, it's an unanswered question. Whereas in yours, we have a statement.
if you're still
2026 is the year of healthy hair. That is a statement, not a question. So create a question that needs to be answered, or create curiosity in your text like any other way you can imagine it. Does that make sense? Let me know. No worries at all. So that'll explain to you just how you can do that in your text hooks alone. Alright? Perfect. Like I say, if you need to watch it back, the call's recorded anyway, so you can go back and watch it again and again, because trust me, you'll benefit a lot just from going over it and looking at it. So that's curiosity at its peak form. Now this one's just weird as fuck. So from the get-go, this is where you're taking it too far. Where I talked about how the audience is a massive reason for your videos not selling at a good rate. And I can guarantee you, if I went to this video I can guarantee you I'd find so many kids in the comments making memes and stuff out of this because the visual hook, if you've taken it too far, where to the point you can't correlate it to a product anymore. So if I go to Social One, let me see if I can find this video. I don't want to scroll through that long. I'll just get to like the second page or something, and I'll try and find it somewhere. I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Let me see if it goes to page 5. I doubt I'm going to be able to find it now, am I? I think it may be on the next page, actually. Hang on. Let me scroll through. Where is it? Where is it? I know it's close to here. I was scrolling through this a minute ago. Maybe not. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I went past it. Whatever. But basically what I'm saying is, without a doubt, guaranteed. Oh, it's really annoying that I can't find that, but it is what it is. Basically what I'm saying, guaranteed, is in these comments of this video, it's just going to be a bunch of kids in the comments making jokes out of it because he's taken it too far. There's a level with your visual hook where it has to have some sort of correlation to what you're actually selling. And if it doesn't, then you're not going to get the audience that you want, and you're not going to get the conversions that you want. You have to remember, if you're a 20, 25-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, whatever it may be, if you're trying to sell to an 18-year-old audience, it becomes a lot harder. Or just by showing this automatically, you're just hitting an audience that is not going to be interested in the product, because you need to create curiosity in your visual hooks, and create not just curiosity but overall just strong visuals to grab someone's attention. Which, if you're scrolling on your For You page and someone shows this, you're almost always going to stop scrolling. But if he starts introducing any product under the sun, it doesn't matter what it is, you strictly are not going to care. And most people that watch this video are not going to care. So it could be teeth whitening strips, it could be a gut product, it could be a hair product, it could be anything. But there is no correlation from the start of the video to the bit where he introduces the product. Where with this, you know he's created curiosity around the teeth whitening strip. So anyone that's slightly interested in teeth whitening strip to see what the result of it is, then you've got an audience that are ready to buy and may buy because they've watched you and they understand what you're selling from the get-go. Not selling, but maybe just because you don't want to let off that you're selling something at the get-go, but let them know what the video is going to be about, almost. Give some actual, what do you call it? Give some, what's the word called? Give some context at the start of your video, because right now, doesn't matter what this guy introduces, it's never, ever, ever going to sell. So keep that in mind with every single video that you make. Does my hook have the right kind of visuals to grab the right audience? And the only way in which you can do something insane like this is if you show the visual at the start, but literally within the same second, you're talking about a product, or not the product itself directly, but talking about the pain points about the product. So for example, you can see it happen quite a lot with, if we go to Sarah's videos, and I'll show you this as an example. So if we go to Sarah's videos, and I'm not saying it converts at a crazy good rate, but I know it converts at a decent rate for her, where probably with the fruit and stuff like this.
If you
do you see, like, there's not a lot of curiosity around this. Don't get me wrong, but she's talking directly about the product from the second that she's holding this stuff. Alright? So make sure you think about that.
Please be careful.
She's always talking about something to do with the product when she's doing a visual hook like that, okay?
Jeffree Star, Michaela, and all of them hot milk.
She's always showing the product, or something to do with it that's very closely related, if she's doing a visual hook that's got no curiosity around it, alright? So just keep that in mind. That should make sense. Does it make sense? So you know how to not take it too far in your videos, so you do get the right conversions. It's like Lewis yesterday when I was talking to you about putting the Vaseline on the bread. Automatically, you've probably turned off the wrong audience because of doing that. So you got to make sure there's curiosity around the product rather than curiosity into something random. All right. Perfect. Wait, see if any questions in there. If not, yeah, no worries at all. It's all good. Have a nice evening. But yeah, so that's hitting the wrong audience at its peak form. Then we've got, at its peak form, curiosity, payback's a bitch. Okay, what's going to happen? Strong visual hook at its peak form. He's got an extremely strong visual hook. He's holding a knife that doesn't look like a usual knife you see, and payback's a bitch. Yes, it's now going to be hard to put this in to a selling product video, because there's not a lot of curiosity between what he's about to sell and what he's showing at the start of the video. But it's not so disgustingly uncorrelated to the point where, okay, the people that see this video may actually buy something, because he started the video in his car, which means, okay, maybe he could sell a car related product or something like that. Or what he actually goes on to sell here is one of those like a, what do you call it, like air machine for your tires, so you can increase your PSI. And that has correlation because people's cars like get, what do you call them, flashed or whatever, and that's a bit of curiosity, somewhat closely related to what he's showing in the video. So that's what you can see at its peak form, is a lot of strong curiosity because of Payback's a bitch and this angry emoji, plus an extremely strong visual hook at its peak form. Alright, so then you can see actually what it is that they're creating in the video to make sure that it does well. Alright, so you can see that from the get-go. And then this is it at its complete peak form, which I just showed you. I cannot see a single thing with that video that I reviewed and showed you, which I think it's on the #1 page, like 12 million views, something crazy high. If we go to there, maybe 3rd page, 12 million views? Yeah. I can't see a single thing. If this person sent this into the group, I would be like, great video, I have nothing to say. Because there is nothing in this video other than maybe wearing a mic, because I'm just going to like, I'll just look at the small things. But, like, there's so much that's perfect about this video. He's dragged that on. There's a strong visual hook. He shows clearly in the text hook, so it grabs the right audience. There is nothing wrong with this at all. So you can even go ahead and try and test this for yourself as well. There is nothing wrong with this. Because you say that he's holding a banana, what's the curiosity with that? Because a purple is meant to cancel out yellow. So there's still curiosity to it at a certain degree. Alright? So there's nothing wrong with that at all. And that really shows you the level of, okay, the curiosity behind a video, which he has, which when I showed you, you'll see that. The visual hook, which he has, yellow banana, putting a purple teeth on it, and it's so strongly correlated with the product. And that explains to you at a great level, in simple terms, but maybe not extremely simple, what is the actual issue with your videos. Because what I explained should tell you alone. You can probably spot this in your videos. If you were completely open and honest with yourself, you know your content's not at this level. And me being honest, because I want to be straight up and forward with everyone, there is not a single person in the Discord right now at all, even the people that are doing 10, 15k a month, that have the same level of content as what I just showed there. Not a single person. No, not even close. You know when you're hiding the change, like I did. Did this kind of work with blur out overlay? Yeah, I'd say for sure. I'd say you can do that. Anything that's going to create curiosity behind what the actual result of what you've done is going to show, then I think it works really well. So, for example, for the hyper-realistic bottom of funnel videos that I showed you, and in the course you can see it on the WOP, there's this guy that did the video for us, which is JC Toki, and you can see that a lot of him is made probably £150 a day on average right now, and because of, you can see in these videos, I don't think the text hook is that great, it's not amazing, but you can see in his videos with these like shampoo ones, people are waiting to see what's going to happen. And if you could do this yourself with an actual human, it could work really, really well. But POV of Bolden at 20, he's given a statement, he's not given an unanswered question. Whereas if you give an unanswered question where there's curiosity behind the transformation, POV, you quit the bold life straight away, ... and maybe add an audio to it when it's bottom of funnel that makes it seem like there's a transformation about to come, you're pretty much never going to scroll off. It's the same reason why all of you, when you see like, I don't know, videos on Facebook, Instagram of someone's crazy body transformation, or someone's crazy glow up, or someone getting some crazy filler work done, Botox, whatever it may be, you sit there, you watch, you wait for the transformation, the second you see it, you scroll. And you have to think about these things on a day-to-day basis. A lot of you don't do this, I know you don't, and you need to. Okay, because I'm just going to question everything that you think about yourself. I generally need to do this because the only way you're going to get good is if, when you're scrolling, when you're doing things, when you're watching videos, ask yourself, why have I watched it? What have I done? What have they possibly done to make me watch this? And I used to do this as very small things, like not about videos, but just in life in general. Going to buy coffee, whatever it may be. Why have I bought it? What's it got me addicted to? What is it? And I ask these questions of absolutely everything because I want to understand deeply how I'm being sold to. And you don't have to do that to that extent, but at least with your videos that you're watching, maybe for 5 minutes a day, just scroll through and think, okay, let me look at this piece of content. Because most things that are on your For You page, you can have extremely high views. Ask yourself why they have high views. And when you can start answering these questions, you now start getting a formula to what actually works. Alright? Yeah, use blur and wise and have old pics. Yeah, go for that. Go for that. And then drag it out for a little bit longer. Don't show the exact thing straight away. Then drag it out. You've got the watch time. You've got the watch fill video percentage really good. Your analytics are going to look great and the video's going to push. Before pictures, I think before pictures, you can, but it is dodgy, but like I say to all of you, with before pictures and stuff, if you put them up for like a couple seconds, you should be alright, as long as if it's not for too long. And it's just quick pop-ups in and out, you should be fine, completely fine. But if you do get advice for it, oh, that is one thing I'll quickly just cover whilst I'm here. and I'll show you just whilst I'm here, and I'll show you now. So we've now got this, which is going to be super helpful for you lot. So if any of you have a really bad issue with something and you're about to get banned, or you've got really high violation points, and you can see now, like, I can pretty much put your TikTok handle in, and I can put a priority level, like ultra high priority, and where we have someone from TikTok at a high degree that will go through and check everything for you and tell you exactly what the issue is, or how if they can remove it or not. Sorry, I don't know, I just kind of went over my words then. I went too locked in. But yeah, it'll pretty much go through your account for you, and they'll do that for you, so you now don't have to worry too much about that sort of stuff if you really need someone to overlook your account. Alright? But before pictures, I'd say, like, even if you want to leave them up for a long period of time on the screen, I wouldn't. But if you want to and you've got low violation points on your account, just do it. I'll always say to all of you, if you've got extremely low violation points and you can do something risky that will allow you to have violation points, even though it will make you $1,000, $2,000 in return, I'll be like, do it. I don't care, because it's going to remove the 90 days anyway. Alright? Yeah. You should be alright on that. So that just shows, really, alone, that these things in general, that is really gonna help you out. So I'll just do a quick little overview of it for like 5 minutes and just kind of explain everything that we're going over. So these are like graph retention lines. So for example, 1, 2, 3 seconds, drop off a cliff. This isn't the case for most people's videos. 1, 2, 3, all your views drop off a cliff. For a good video where we've got curiosity, I did not expect this. It's an unanswered question in the text hook. It's creating curiosity. He isn't showing the benefit to the product from the get-go. What happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. People stay there for a little bit longer. Then they slowly drop off. They don't just hit this vertical line and go off like this, which is the case for most people. They have a slow descent, which is fine. A slow descent is completely fine because it's a TikTok shop video. We expect people to slowly come off. But it slowly drops off because he's still got curiosity there he's creating. But people that aren't interested, what on earth am I on about? People that aren't interested will just scroll off at some point, but not straight away. Alright? This is taking it too far. Having a visual hook that's so far out of correlation with what you're trying to sell, you cannot sell it. Because he can introduce any product afterwards, and you're never going to be able to sell it because there's no curiosity. Well, there's curiosity, but there's nothing that you can relate to a product from this point right here, unless you genuinely are selling condoms himself, which you won't be able to do on TikTok anyway, so it doesn't make much difference. Then you've got curiosity plus a strong visual hook. Payback's a bitch. What payback? What's he going to do? Curiosity behind it, you sit there and you watch. Strong visual hook. You can see the knife, extremely strong, works really well. How do you know this works in more than just one case? Because we have a guy in the group, RS Dar, like I showed you beforehand, who has done this, created curiosity, just because he has a visual hook there, and you can see.
So since you lot keep fucking asking why I've upgraded from the 2025 to the 2026, boom, and now I've got the 2020...
There you go. Probably going to create a bit more, what do you call it, intrigue, but he has enough there just with that knife. Alright, so it just shows you alone what you're actually creating in the video, just by having a really strong visual hook and having that pretty much dialed in. What I do want to do is just get this link for you lot, and I'm going to do like a Loom video afterwards, or you can just go back on and watch it, and just watch this video, because it's one of the best videos I've ever seen on the app. Like, just being honest, it's one of the best videos, because it drags out everything at a perfect time, and it will convert at a really good rate. So that's really important that you see that, because genuinely, you don't understand how good that video is. And then a retention line of a top creator that is constantly creating curiosity. So there's a curiosity, for example, here. Why is he putting the purple strip on the banana? He always drags a video out here. He's like, I'm going to show you what the results are, but he doesn't actually show you what the results are until like 35 seconds in the video. So he's got everyone's attention and they're staying on the video and waiting to see what the result of it was. His retention on this video is literally like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds of the video. Then, once he showed the result, then people start to drop off the video slowly. But for most of you, visual hook, show the result. Visual hook, show the result. Visual hook, show the result. So a lot of you have a good hook for like 3 seconds into the video, but the second after 3 or 4 seconds is dropped off, and you've showed the result of what the product does, everyone drops off a cliff. So drag out how long you take to show the result of the product in the video. And if you are, I'd say after you've showed the result of the product, within about 10 to 15 seconds, your video should be over. Because you'll just have to keep people there longer. And the longer you've got to keep people watching your video, the harder your video is going to be to get pushed. Because TikTok are just seeing a massive graph of red. Remember, TikTok aren't looking at your videos and reviewing them. And AI is looking at the analytics and pushing it based off of analytics. It doesn't care about anything else. Alright? All it cares about is data, and if you're not feeding it the correct data, it's not going to push. And that's just the way it's going to be. Alright? So, that should pretty much kind of put that in to perspective. On everything as far as why showing things too early can cause a massive issue. And you see the top creators, even the ones we got in the group, you'll see they're not showing the benefits of anything until a bit later on in the video. And if you do that, then I promise you it's going to cause a massive issue. Because you're not going to get the views you want. And yes, there are use cases, and you'll be like, oh, but what about this video? Of course, there's people like that. Like this video here, for example.
You cheated on me, David, and then you brought
me even dragged out here.
Like that was gonna make everything.
Well, he's dragged it out here in this case, but there is going to be cases like this one, which there is a little bit of visual curiosity as it is anyway, because you kind of wait to see what happens. But there is use cases where they show the benefit straight away and it does go viral, just because the product has curiosity within itself. Or generally, it just is a decent product and it hits the right audience from the get-go. But we're not trying to do anything based off of luck in this group, alright? I don't want you to just post videos and just hope one goes viral. I want you to post videos and knowing that the metrics you hit are the things that allow you to go viral. Alright? So, that should be quality. And that should explain everything as far as that goes on. Any questions on that? Perfect. Ideal. I'm probably going to keep this one like fairly short, to be honest. Really cool, and just kind of explain to everyone like what was going on, that kind of curiosity we've got to it. But what I want to do now is kind of just go through and answer questions. Like, there's anything you've got in your mind right now with TikTok, any questions, violations with the app, anything, just let me know. Genuinely, whilst I'm here, and anything you want me to like kind of double take on. And things like that. And one thing I wanted to give you is, like, I know that finding a visual hook in a text like that's hard. It is really hard sometimes to actually come up with one that's really good. But now you know more about curiosity, you can probably create one yourself. But if you can't find one, genuinely just use Social One. Like I said, I got a discount code for it if you want it, like whatever. Just look on you can find the product. You can search up any product that you've got. Like, I don't know if Dr. Malaxin, I think that it should come up, but any Dr. Malaxin videos, I'll put them into a folder for you at some point. Like, you can look at all of these peel shot ones, for example. Like, you can look at all of this.
If you get...
And hardly anyone's pushing these at the minute. And I'll get a lot of these usernames for you, so you can then go ahead, and I'll put them into a Notion file that you can look at, and you can use to your own advantage. But I'll also put them in general for a minute, just whilst I'm here. There we go. Boom. And just putting a couple of creators in there that you lot can actually go through and look at and review their content. And I'll do it for a bunch of different creators as well, because I'm not going to send you creators that are terrible. Peel shots, what, have you not had them before? Are you not familiar with peel shots? Like, off of Dr. Malaxin? I'd say... I think for the UK right now, the top products for Dr. Malaxin is just going to be the Bomb and the... What was the other one called? The Lumi Duo? Is that what's doing well right now? I think that's the main ones right now. But then we'll push on to peel shots. I actually think it's the best move right now. Genuinely. There's a lot of stuff that's pushing for it right now. But anything... And I do still think that shampoo's a really good product as well. That shampoo that... I sent in a couple of weeks ago. I still think that's a really good product that's pushing right now. And it's kind of like an undercover one that not many people are doing right now. And obviously you got your Marwa that's doing well on the AI videos and stuff like that. But I'm going to do more product selection in the week anyway, which is all good. But yeah, I mean, really just, I think this is one of the most useful lessons in a long time. Because I wanted to actually break down for all of you what it is that's going to create you to have good views at the end of the day, because that's what really matters, is can you get good views in your content? And if you can, you're going to make money. And that should literally run down pretty much everything as far as that. And that should solve majority of the issues when it comes to not knowing why you had low views. Now you all know why you've got low views in your content. And if you don't, then you've got to watch it back, I promise you. Because it literally all just comes down to everything that I've dropped off in that little section. It's so important that you know that.
Right, so audience. Now this is probably one of the main factors that I personally think cause people to not get sales on TikTok Shop. And I truly believe this because you see a lot of creators getting hundreds of thousands of views and literally getting no conversions. I've had this complaint so many times where creators have said to me, I've got 200,000 views but only made £20. Why? A lot of the time it comes down to a couple of reasons. One, your product is shit, or two, you're hitting the wrong audience. Pretty much most of the time, I'd say 60% of the time, it's an audience problem. I'm going to go through now on how to make sure you hit the right audience for the product you're trying to sell every single time. So, targeting the right audience in your content. Your hook determines what your audience your video will be sent to. So if you mention women or exes or anything that's more female related, you'll target a more female audience. And we can see that proof on the right. So you can see that right here. On this video, I cheated on my girlfriend. This is rage baiting and creating a lot of engagement, which is good for videos, and we're getting a female audience of around 60% because we've mentioned that. And the same goes for males. You have to understand that. If you mention something that's more male orientated, maybe if you say something about football or anything, just anything that's more male orientated or female orientated, it's really going to hit that audience on whichever you say or what you show in the text hook. So for me, the text hook was I cheated on my girlfriend, that you can see above my head, and that really gave me that female audience. Yes, this was a testing account, so what I was really doing here was just testing to see, would my conversions still say good if I did like a storytelling video, hit the correct audience I wanted, but there was no correlation between the product I was selling and actually the start of my video. So you all have to understand that, and I'll go down that as we go down the audience section here. If you use silly hooks, you'll most likely hit the wrong audience that have zero intent to buy. You all have to understand that. The likelihood is you'll just get kids in your comments making jokes 99% of the time. The biggest reason I see this happening is down to the hook. You make zero correlation to the product that you're trying to sell, so always make sure your hook has some correlation, if not direct correlation, to what you're trying to sell. You all have to understand that. If your product and if your video does not have any correlation, you're going to really, really struggle. Because if you start your video by saying, oh, my kid's football was really bad today, and then continue to say you went home and cooked with a Ninja air fryer, no one's buying that because TikTok doesn't know which audience to send it to, and then you get hit with the brain rot kids making jokes and you're not going to make sales, and that is not what we want at all. What you say, show, and what your text are the three most important factors for hitting the right audience that actually want to buy the product. For example, if your text hook, which is the writing on the video, which you can see above my head, says something that isn't related to the product you're selling, you're giving yourself less chance of the product hitting the right audience. You all have to understand that, and I'll say that time and time and time again. If you do not say the right thing, or if it's got no actual correlation to what you're selling, you're not going to do well. And the thing is, there are so many different content styles where you can frame this in different ways. So right now, there's been a content style of putting a video of someone else using like teeth whitening strips. You'd sit there and kind of just react to it. Don't say anything, just sit there and look at it. Or at least pretend you are, because you've got to edit in the footage afterwards. And then you go, I call bullshit, and then you put it on. That's direct correlation because you are actually watching someone with a product you're about to sell. So you can do this in different scenarios. Make sure your hook almost always has direct correlation to what you're trying to sell. If it doesn't, TikTok will never send your video to the right audience and you'll get a bunch of views and absolutely zero sales. So if you're asking yourself, why aren't my videos converting? Look at the conversion video we posted inside of the course, and then look at the audience video. If you combine these two together, you will make sure you get sales with your views almost every single time. If you do not combine them two together and you're not doing what I've told you inside of this, you're not going to get any conversions. You really, really have to listen to them, because the thing is, I'd much rather have a view problem than a conversion problem. If you're getting 5,000 views and only making £5, that is a much better problem to have than have 300,000 views but then make literally like £6, because then you know, okay, I've got the conversion problem, now I just need much more views, which is really easy to do. But if you've got a conversion problem, I promise you fixing that issue is a lot harder than it is to fix a views issue. Views are really easy to get.
Right, so I'm going to be talking about targeting your demographic as a TikTok Shop affiliate, because the difference between a creator doing genuinely £300 a month to 3k per month genuinely comes down to this. If you can't master your demographic, you're not going to make any money, or you're going to make you some money but just nowhere near enough in the amount you actually want to make to actually get some sort of financial freedom out of TikTok Shop. So let me run you through a couple of creators and tell you the differences between their content and actually them targeting their demographic correctly. So if we look at Camilla Fines right here, she did 32k profit last month in the last 30 days. And let's look at the content, okay? So
seems quite young, isn't going to be older than about 23, 24 years old by the looks of it. She's doing a lot of these nice clothes that a lot of young girls are also going to want to get. And she's clean. She has a really clean kind of like room, like kind of clean girl aesthetic as they call it. Good lighting, good audio, filmed in 60 FPS. We'll run through all of these things. Why does it work? Because she's targeting the correct demographic and she's going with what she actually knows works for the people that are viewing her content. Realistically, 50-year-old Stacey that lives on a council estate isn't going to be watching this content, is she? No, of course not. So why would she target that demographic? Make sense? Why are you trying to sell a product that a 50-year-old has massive pain points for that an 18-year-old doesn't care about? It doesn't mean you can't sell them products, just sell them on different pain points. So let's say, for example, if we're selling like a Dr. Malaxin stick, that's been working really well in the UK right now, and in the US. For example, if you're trying to sell it to a 50-year-old nan or granddad or whatever, maybe you can pick up the pain point of like smokers lines around here. But if you're selling it to a younger person, maybe do it towards under eye bags, dark eye bags, things like that. That's going to be a lot stronger, a lot better, rather than someone that is going to be, I don't know, struggling with these smokers lines or Botox lines or whatever you call them. That is going to be something they're focused on rather than something that a younger demographic may want. But if we look at the Porter family, and yes, the older generation are almost always going to make more money on TikTok Shop, except that, but it doesn't mean you still can't hit 10k per month really easily with the right strategy anyway. So the Porter family, 60k profit last 30 days, which to be completely honest is just insane. And I spoke to the Porter family, they genuinely are really nice people, but she mostly runs the account right now. And I'm going to run through her kind of strategy. So hers is very just straight out towards a product, middle of funnel content. If you don't know what it is, I've got a YouTube video on it, you can watch it and go for it. But it's pretty much just really high energy, not really no major strategy around it, just really high energy and a bunch of volume. Why does this work? Her demographic, which we can talk about in a minute, is much older and they have a lot more money to spend and just want straight to the point stuff that they're actually going to buy. Because the older demographic goes on the app to buy actual products. Most people in the younger demographic will scroll past, see a product, buy it if it's cheap, and go on with their day. Okay, so she can target things that are a little bit more expensive as well because she's a little bit older and can actually target that demographic better. It's not to say that you can't hit an older audience if you want to. There's just a lot more strategies you have to use to get around that. But almost always just target a demographic that is within your own actual age range, because I promise you it's going to work a lot better for you 99.9% of the time. So yeah, understand your target demographic, not niche. Please, please, please do not get these messed up, because people do it all the time and they get super confused and it ruins our whole entire content strategy. So if we look at this, understanding your target demographic and not niche. For example, she's doing clothing quite a lot of the time, but that doesn't mean she can't do supplements, because the younger audience can still want supplements. And to be quite honest, because she's in good shape and she's a pretty girl, she probably could still do well with supplements, with beauty products. She just has to make sure she's doing the right ones with the right kind of pain points structured towards someone at our age range. Whereas, for example, some people will think, oh, but she just does clothing, so that's all she does, that's all she can do. Yes, it may work better for her, but it doesn't mean she has to just do that niche. I think structuring down on one specific niche is one of the worst things you can do as a TikTok Shop affiliate, because there's so many broad products out there, and you could see one that's just about to do really well, and you know it's about to do well, and you won't jump on it just because it's not in your niche, which I promise you will be a massive downfall for a lot of your guys' content. So yeah, let's run through this. Why would Camilla not sell anywhere near as well with the same content style as the Porter family? These two content styles are completely different, and you can see that in the content. A lot easier, more laid back, more volume, a lot more higher quality, and smoother, crisper. And we'll go through it and we'll let you understand why that is. So her content style is towards a younger demographic. They want cleaner visuals, more quality, 60 FPS recording on your iPhone, products catered to them, and this is why McDonald's have iPads. It's something that goes into a bit deeper psychology, but why do they have iPads in McDonald's now? Because they understand their target demographic is kids coming with their parents. What does a parent not want to do when they're at McDonald's? Have to occupy their kid. They want to eat their food, and because everyone's dopamine receptors are fried, which unfortunately that's what pretty much TikTok Shop affiliate is, they have to have their kids on the iPads consistently. Oh, let me eat my food, let me eat these fries. Constant dopamine all the time. They understand their target audience, and they'll do everything in their power to make sure that actually works. Objections in money. Okay, so you have to go through more of these in your content. Understand there's going to be more objections towards a younger person selling on TikTok Shop affiliate, especially as a male rather than a female, because
no one really likes it. Do you know what I mean? It's a business model that's going to look down upon and frowned upon. But if you actually get past that point and do it in a legit, chill way, I promise you it's going to work a lot better. And money objection also, because they don't have enough money, so you almost want to sell products that are a lot cheaper. They don't have to think about as much, which I'll go over and explain more about when we go through Bally Best Buys account. But for now, we'll go through that. So, why does the Porter family have lower quality content but it sells? Older demographic, they have more money to spend, they want straight to the point content, and it's highly energetic, really chill, upbeat, likable person, and her tonality is perfect for it. She doesn't sit there on the camera and go, oh yeah, you can buy this new Yaz Clean bundle, it's amazing, it's 12 quid. She's energetic, guys, you can buy it right now, it's like 12 quid, best deal, I love this stuff, I use it for this, this, and this. You get across this a lot better, and I promise you that content style can work really well for someone in the older demographic. You don't really need to focus too much on anything else if you're kind of trying to target that anywhere from 30 to 50 to 60-year-old audience. And the older you get, the more money you can make, because they have bigger pain points they deal with, and if you can extract that from them and push it towards them in their content, it's going to work a lot better. But how did Bally Best Buys get over this? Because objections is a huge thing when you were younger at TikTok Shop affiliate. Bear in mind, I'm pretty certain he just turned 19 or he's still 18. Isaac, really nice guy, genuinely an amazing guy. Why did this work, and how does he make, I think, 15 to 16k profit last month? Why is that? Because he understands his demographic. Shavers for £10, literally amazing. His hook for this was, does anyone else hate shaving their pubes? Said it to someone in the older generation, oh, you're disgusting. Why would you say that in a video on TikTok? That's disgusting. But he's going to go in towards his target demographic. If he does that, automatically he's letting his guard down, he's being very open, and people that like that, they like that. It's likability. It's something that you really need to have in your content in this day of age, because if you don't, you're going to struggle. There's a guy called Celis, a guy called, some of you may have saw Harren before, good friend of his, and his content style was literally just chill back, tell them, protein cookies, if you want them, you can get them. If not, I don't give a fuck. That is pretty much exactly what he said, and that content style worked for him because he was open and honest with the demographic that he was hitting, and people were buying because of that, because they understood that he wasn't actually just some sort of random tech nerd that was on TikTok Shop. He was just being open and honest. He's a normal guy trying to make more money, and he said that across in his videos. And you need to do that when you're going towards the demographic of our age, because they know we make a lot of commission off of it. Whereas with the older audience, they may not understand that actually you're contributing to someone's well-being by giving them this money, by buying this product. Okay, and then we see this time and time again. So Bally Best Buys, he understands it. Why does he sell joggers, cheap shavers, creatine, etc.? One, he uses unfair advantages. So for example, creatine, he can sell really well. His physique's amazing. He's able to do that. Joggers, because he knows that it's something a younger demographic will want, these baggy joggers, and his text hooks always correlate with that. Okay, Marlon's joggers, January essential. Is a 60-year-old mum going to know who Marlon is? I very highly doubt it, unless she's watching his first drops on TikTok. But, you know what I mean? They're not really going to know who that is as compared to that kind of target demographic. Whereas if he hits that, and it hits the For You page and it does well, straight away he's going to hit that demographic of that young 18, 20, 25-year-old lads, people that want this type of product because the text hook correlates with it. Okay? Understood? And that's going to work really, really well. Young demographic, he thinks about their wants and their needs, social proof and likability. So for example, with the joggers, social proof and likability, everyone's moving on the baggy joggers. As a young person, everyone cares about the way they look, what they're wearing, if they're with the trends. So what's he do? He uses that to his advantage. Baggy joggers, something they want. It's cheap, it's easy. Not a lot of money needs it. He thinks about their wants. What makes them look better in the public eye? For example, the joggers. I know we're going really deep here, but I promise you it's going to help massively. Social proof and likability, which he talked about, which people will get just from wearing the joggers and using the shavers, etc. Text hooks are worded with slang, which is something I just talked about as well with the Marlon thing. He does this a lot in his videos. Uncuffed joggers, things like that. He knows that's what people want in that kind of fashion area now. It's a lot of uncuffed stuff, nothing too tight, nothing too kind of stuck to your legs. Back in like 2014, where you've seen the photo of the guys outside Prism with like jeans stuck to their legs. You don't want that no more. Okay, so he does that, and he knows he's going to hit that target audience and the people that actually want to buy the product. All right, so what if I hit the wrong demographic, and why would that be? Wrong hook, wrong variable hook, wrong visual, wrong text hook. So just in general, your hook will usually be the reason why you're hitting the wrong audience. Why do we see this happen, and how can we fix it, and how can we make sure that it doesn't happen? Okay, so this guy here, Danny Wilson, really nice guy, spoke to him a few times, genuinely a really, really nice guy. Something he did wrong in his content here is he had a really like young looking outfit on. It's something you'd probably see a young lad, maybe 20 years old or something like that, wearing like Benidorm or something. But when you come on there, 35, however old he is, 31, 35, 40, wherever it may be,
if you're wearing this with like some Gucci bag with some like rap music in the background, which he had, you're gonna hit that young audience that doesn't care about buying. They're just there simply to rip you to shreds. That is all they care about. So make sure you're not doing that in your content, and also make sure your products align with that. So it's really important you do that, and that's usually the main reason why you see it go wrong. You've ever called out something in their verbal hook and said something that's young slang, used a text hook maybe on Snapchat, which you know is going to again hit a younger audience because it's more catered to them, because it's a Snapchat, it's kind of a young app to use. And the visual hook sometimes, it could be something that's so silly. Like for example, one of my clients, Phil, you probably see this video, he started a video with a hand almost where he was like pretending to wee on his hands, and what that was doing is just hitting that younger audience straight away, which means he got 2.5 million views, made about £100 of the video, which is a terrible conversion rate. With TikTok Shop, you should be aiming to make about 3k off of 2.2 million views, possibly even more, if your conversion rate is good and your demographic is definitely older. So yeah, that's really all it comes down to, demographic, and making you truly understand who your demographic is and understand it to a deep, deep level. Because if you don't do that, I absolutely promise you, it's going to cause you so many issues. You're going to hit the wrong audience time and time again. You're going to have the wrong audience for your product, and you're never ever really going to sell that well if you do that. And yes, there are some all-rounder products. For example, it could be a £27 air fryer on a Black Friday deal. You can be 20 selling that. You can be 50 selling that. You can be 70 selling that. But there's always going to be a group of people that it sells best to, and it's usually the older people because they have more money to spend. But yeah, hope that helped, and yeah. So there you go. It's really understanding. Just for the recording, I'm going to mention it to everyone. You can see really bad eye bags, good eye bags, great physique, and they're able to use that unfair advantage that they have, whether it's good or bad. So bad eye bags, still was able to use it to make £4 in one video. Really good physique, was able to use that to make £433 in one day, and will probably finish on like a 10k month just because of his physique. Tiana, you can see inside the group, has insane conversions anytime that she does any sort of hair product. So it's simply because her hair is really, really nice, really, really good. She's able to use that to sell hair products and do really well, because she can say that was the reason why her hair was good. Regardless if it was or not, she's still able to say that was the reason, and straight away, your conversions skyrocket, because people will just take what you're saying for the truth. When you can show it visually changing, where you can really actually show something visually change what's on you at that exact moment, or over a period of time, I promise you, you will make so much money. And I promise you, every top affiliate, you probably haven't even noticed it, do this every single time without you even noticing. So this affiliate right here, why was she able to make 4k off of one video? Because you can see visually in that video, one side is bad, one side is good. It's why I tell everyone before and afters with any product is one of the best things you can do. Let's go on TikTok a minute, hang on. Let's go on TikTok, load it up here, and let's go to, pause, get this shit off my screen. Well, I literally have just stuck. I can't do anything. I cannot do anything at all. Hang on. Let me close out of Chrome. Okay, there we go. Let me go on here. Go on to TikTok again. And hang on. Load up. Don't pause me this time, please. There we go. Right. So if we go here and then we go to... What are we thinking? What was I going to say? Camilla Fines. Right. Let me show you this. We go here, you don't know, if you haven't seen it before, you know she's done some really good numbers on the app, but there's only one reason for that, and a lot of people, they'll tell you it's because of the crazy hook or something else, but it's not. The truth is, it's simply down to her unfair advantage and her being able to show it in real time. So straight away you can see she's in really good shape, so she's able to sell products that allow it, but even if you're not in great shape, you can use that to your advantage also. So let's say, for example, you're not in great shape, and you want to be able to hide that not great shape in certain clothing. Okay, use that to your advantage. Sell clothing that actually gets over that insecurity people may have from not being in the greatest shape. So you can see right here though, if you show it in real time and show before and afters of how something looks, that is why it works so well.
Before.
So that before,
After. Before. After.
you can see the clear transformation in the video right away.
It's not my body, it's not butt pads, it's
When she knows full well it's her body and she's going to say that it's not, but it is.
my jeans. I've got on the viral BBL jeans, and if you haven't heard of them, are you living under...
So there you go. Like, there's no mic on their video, not the greatest. The lighting's pretty decent, the camera angle's pretty decent, but there's no like mic to actually, or anything crazy, like a text hook or a crazy verbal hook that's allowed that. It's just showing the before and after, there and then, of her unfair advantage. So I need everyone to think, I'm going to explain to you in a minute how you can find it out, because it doesn't have to be good, it doesn't have to be, but I mean, it doesn't have to be good or bad. I mean, either one of them will work. Like, okay, I can't sell supplements because I'm in really, really bad shape. Okay, we'll show your transformation using them.
or find another way to go about it. So this one right here, you would think someone with no eye bags at all would be able to sell a product like this much better than she can, but truthfully that's not the case, because she can show right there and then the benefit of using that product, or over time what it would look like using that product. But if you can show something straight away, like Camilla does with the clothes, like people do with Halara leggings, where you can really show the difference between wearing something that's not that and wearing that, it shows a clear disadvantage disadvantage that you're given to these other people that are watching the video. Oh, if you're wearing this, then you're at a massive disadvantage because you could be wearing this. Or if you're not using eye cream, you're at a massive disadvantage because if you were using eye cream, your eye would look like that. I mean, look at the clear difference for someone that would like wants to get rid of their eye bags. You can clearly see there and there. There's a clear difference. That one's really bad, that one's really good. So she's used that unfair advantage to be able to sell that product. Let me get rid of all that. Out of the way. There we go. Boom. Right, so really understand that and really get to grips with it. And Camilla does about £30,000 a month. So like genuinely, by saying this works, it really does. Shop with Pops, another creator right there, £20,000 in a month, and does it quite consistently. Why? Because her skin is her unfair advantage. This glass skin look that everyone wants is her unfair advantage that she's able to use. Oh, but I can't do it because I ain't got really good skin. Well, have bad skin and use that to your advantage, because it's exactly what Alps does. Alps had really bad eye bags, had a bit of a transformation with his eye bags, was able to say that a product from TikTok Shop was the reason why that fixed, or he'll show a direct transformation there and then on the video, and that's the main reason why it works. And this is another reason why I say to everyone, and it's also, why do you think Dr. Dent purple teeth whitening strips are the number one? Can anyone ask, I kind of do like a little bit of a question and ask here, answer, sorry. Why do you think Dr. Dent is one of the best products on the app? Can anyone tell me in the chat? Like, why do you think it's one of the best products on the app? And why they consistently have done good numbers in the UK and the US. There you go. Charlie got bang on. There you go. So it will show you. And why do the best videos always only put them on one area of the teeth? Why the ones in the US and the UK that perform the very best, why are they only ever putting them on the top and the bottom? So if you watch this guy right here, he won't put it directly. I guarantee you, I didn't watch a video. If he does now, I'm going to look like an idiot. But I guarantee you it only puts it on one side of his teeth. Ready? There you go. So he's got a clear one and a purple one. Why is that? Because then you can show the difference between wearing a whitening one that works over time and a one that's purple and does it instantly. And what does everyone want in this world? They want everything exactly when they want it. Oh, I want to be in good shape. Yeah, but you want to be in good shape tomorrow, which isn't going to happen, is it? So that's the difference. People want a quick change as fast as possible. It's why clothing works really well, skincare works really well, teeth products work really well. It shows the visual difference literally the second you take it. And it's the same reason why I say to everyone, try and steer a little bit away from supplements here and there if you're new and you're going to struggle to sell a lot. It's because you can't show the visual difference there and then. Oh, take this gummy, take this powder. Okay, take this powder. You've got to try so much harder to sell that person because you cannot see the direct difference unless they sit there, take it for 60 days, and then they know whether or not it works. Okay, so when you're new and you're trying to sell products, make sure you're selling stuff that has an instant change, whether it's clothing, teeth, skincare, anything. It's the reason why I'm so big on like the eye fault cream at the minute and things like that. It's simply because it shows that instant change, and when you have that, how easy is it to sell? And if it doesn't show an instant change, just lie and just say, oh, I've been using this for literally 3 days and look how good my skin's looking. Okay? Remember, I am not in this for morality, I'm in this for people to make money, and I'm sure all of you are as well. So understand that things that have instant change will, I mean, that's, I mean, everyone knows this, but how many of you actually do it in your content? Like, how many of you just stick to those products where it just shows that instant change instantly? I mean, even if with the products that you have, just say it's instant change, like the neck fault cream, anything like that. Okay, but this is an instant change that I've had, and use overlays to your advantage. And there's stuff that people do in these comments that allow you to actually see this. So for example, you back it up with social proof. In this comment, and every other top affiliate's been doing, is they'll go on an alt account and they'll show a really big transformation of another person using a similar product. And if we scroll down, it works. That is so unrealistic, and it is literally made with AI. But they'll put stuff like this in the comments to make people believe more. Oh, it actually does work. Do you know what I mean? And they'll see people do it a lot. You'll see some kids in that in the comments, but I've seen it so much in the comments where they'll show like another transformation of multiple people using the product saying, oh, it works. And if you go through a lot of the purple teeth whitening strip videos, you'll literally see people posting in the comments, oh, it does work. It does work. And it's just them on alt account just spamming. Literally just spamming so much. Oh, it does work. It does work. It does work. All right? So genuinely understand that. All right?
I don't want to keep repeating it, and no one put it into action. Please, please, please put it into action. Use products that show an instant difference. Whether it's something like this, when you're in really good shape, I'll use them that make my bum look bigger. Or if you're not in great shape, okay, I'll put something that's like an oversized dress or oversized clothing, whatever it may be. Use things you can show the instant transformation for, because people do not have delayed gratification. No one wants the results in 6 months, and 9 months, and 12 months. Everyone wants the results today, which is why it's so much easier to do it. And look at this from every standpoint of life. Why do people follow turkey and get their teeth done? Because they want them fixed now. They don't want to have to go through some crazy treatment for 12 months, years, 2 years, 3 years to get their teeth done. They want it done now. They want it fixed now. When people are in good shape, they want to take weight loss stuff. They want it now. They want the process to be sped up. Okay, so every single person on the planet is getting easier and easier for things to happen, which is why everyone wants these quick buy products like £20, £15 or £30. I'll buy it now. A lot of them don't even care about the price at this point. They just want something that's going to fix every problem they have as fast as physically possible, and within a short period of time, like an hour, 2 hours, or half an hour with the teeth whitening strips. That is exactly what people want. Alright? That should make a lot of sense for everyone, and how you can sell things without having to try and force sell someone. You just show them. I say this all the time. Show, not tell. Think about in your products. Show, not tell. Show, not tell. Show, not tell. Literally repeat it to yourself and put it down in your notes, whatever you need to do. I'll even write it here for everyone. Show, not tell. Because anyone can come on here and go, I mean, obviously, at some cases, you do have to just tell them, I've been using this for this amount of time. But when you can, majority of the time, you need to say, look, I'll just show you. I'll just show you. I'll just show you. It's the same reason when people come into this course and people listen to me. I haven't just told you I've made, Sarah joined and she made this much. Holly joined and made this much. Rachel joined and made this much. I've just showed you on videos, on YouTube, in case studies, in screenshots. I've just showed you this is what they've done, and I am showing you that they have done it. And that gives you more belief in the product, therefore you buy. And the same thing applies in your TikTok shop content with actual products that you're selling. I will just show you what it is and what the benefit is, and if you look at that, there you go. You fix it. And then you make the money by just showing them. Alright, I know I'm repeating myself, but I need everyone to truthfully understand it, because it will make the biggest difference when it comes to content creation. Alright? I'm going to put that in literally like a big red thing, because you need to understand it. I don't know if I'm making it any more bolder than that. There you go. But then, what you need to understand is, a lot of you have been thinking, but I don't know what unfair advantage I have. Think about every single small thing you can think about. What do I have this bad? Stories, life experience, physical appearance. What don't you like? Oh, I've got this problem in my ear, my hair, I've got this. I mean, use those. People will sell, like, I don't know, shampoo products because of dandruff, because other people have that same issue. Like, think of anything. Get as niche as you physically can. I don't care if it's toenails. I don't care what it is. Oh, you can use a toenail shaver. Whatever it is. Literally anything. Think of an unfair advantage to some degree that you have that you don't mind posting. Alright? And then think about the same thing reversed of what do I have that's good. Alright? And you've got to be extremely self-critical as well. Like, you can't go, oh yeah, everything's perfect. Be critical with yourself. You have to be critical with yourself. And then think about anything. Like, for example, we had a guy that I had a call with, an onboarding call the other day, that had done some work in a prison before. Okay, you probably got prison stories. And then we could do like a background noise of like something that's really intriguing. And he's like, this is what all the prisoners use to take in prison to get really strong and very big in a short period of time. And you see a lot of guys when they leave prison, they look a lot bigger, they look a lot stronger. This is the reason why they do look like this, and you can create a really controversial story around that. And he didn't think he had any unfair advantage, and I just told him one like that instantly, because he had a life experience of some sort that he was able to turn into content creation. Alright? Does everyone understand it? I don't want to, like, is there any questions anyone has about it as well? Perfect. Understood. Perfect. I think every single person, please listen to me and think of one that you have. I mean, even if you don't want to put it out into the chat or whatever, just sit there for a minute, literally just 1 minute, and think about, even jot it down, like literally jot it down in your notes. Like, most people should be opening their phones right now, have a notebook in front of them, and writing down exactly what it is, the unfair advantages that you have, and the the benefits that you have when with physical appearance, with stories, life experience, and then the bad things you've had that happened. Anything. So I promise you, holidays you've had, certain areas you've been in, fear-mongering stories, like anything that you can think of. Like, even when most people, oh, I went to Turkey and they ruined my teeth. Okay, I had this one experience where I went to a dentist and they hurt my teeth a little bit. Or I went to this one dermatologist and she told me to do this with my skin, and I did this, and now look what's happened. My skin looks this good. And the one thing she told me to use was this product from this brand, like Dr. Malactin.
Okay, you can think of every single life experience you've ever had. I had a massage from someone. They recommended me that I use this. I went to play football one day, and someone said that if I use this to clean my shoes, it'll be a lot better, and it'll be better for my performance. Every small little thing you can imagine, I guarantee you there is something that's happened to your life, probably even that's happened today, because it happens every single day, that you could use to turn into some sort of story of some sort. Do you know what I mean? So really understand that. For me, that'd be like losing on the Cheltenham horses today. Do you know what I mean? I could just sit there and be like, oh yeah, I lost this, and turn it into some sort of story selling the product. So just like, that's what you've actually got to understand. Like, every small thing you do, you can literally turn into some sort of story and use that to your advantage. Alright? But if anyone has an issue and they think, I generally cannot think of any single life experience, mental, physical thing that I can use in my content, just come to me, ask me, and as long as you don't mind me being brutally honest, I'll just be brutally honest with everyone, which I know I don't really want to do myself either, because I'd hate someone to do it to me. But if they can't think, just literally tell me, and I will just tell you exactly what you can say, because no human on the earth is perfect, and I can just tell you what you could use as an unfair advantage, or use something that is good. Like if you're in extremely good shape, okay, perfect, let's use that. Alright? And that should help you out massively with that. And I mean, we can look at the numbers for all of these creators over time, and you'll see that even the creators that are on here, there's certain things where if you can't, you just use things that show how they work. So like this cheese grater, this woman doesn't have to have an unfair advantage for the cheese grater, because it's just a cheese grater and it works. Alright? Like this game here, it's not going to convert very well. Why? Because there's you're not really showing how it works. It's a game, you're seeing people laughing, but they don't even understand what the game is. And unless you can show that really well in the content, it's not going to work that well. Why creators like this have £11,000 dollars GMV in the last 30 days? Why? Because they have the unfair advantage of showing how the Pebble Teeth one and shits work. When you really show something that works and how it works so much better. Same way here, singles to go, fun flavors drink mixes. No one cares about a mocktail drink mix, because that's the reason why it's not converted. She's done £360 off of 4.4 million views. Simply because there is no reason and no way to show, okay, this works. Yeah, you can show that it's a mocktail drink. No one cares about that. Think about how you can actually show transformation and fix something for someone quickly. And I think if you thought about all the most recent purchases that all of you have made in the core, it'll be to fix something quickly, or fix something, or even in time. It's the reason why people buy PTs in the gym. They want the results quicker. They want to know how to do it quicker. Everything in the life is literally down to how much quicker can I do something if I invest into this thing. It's like the same reason why you're in here. It's like, you can probably go ahead, and I can tell you honestly, you can probably go ahead and do TikTok Shop by yourself, and you can get to 3-4k a month in a year's time. But no, you come here because you want to speed up that process and make it as quick as physically possible. And that's the main point you got to think about for every single person, is how can I speed up this process and show this person that this is how they can change it quick enough. And again, I mean, I don't want to keep waffling on, but it's why products like Monty Miracle have done so well recently. Why? Because you haven't got to sit there and scrub things for ages, to just pour it over the patio and it cleans everything. So it's something that is a convenience to someone's life that doesn't take a long period of time. And every product that has some sort of lengthy change or lengthy time period that they need to use the thing for never tends to sell very well. And it's one of the biggest companies in the world. Like with anything, Apple, you buy it, it's yours, you can use it. Ring camera, you put it in, it's done. That's it. It's done. I mean, you've got the camera there forever. It captures everything. The High Smile mouthwash at the minute that's been doing quite well, which is going to continue to do well, shows instantly that it comes out of your mouth and what it does. You ain't got to take the mouthwash consistently for 60 days and then start seeing it clear stuff out of your mouth. Alright? But if anyone wants me to do something, I tried it, but mine is over a year, I couldn't really tell. What was that about? Am I lost? Oh, yeah, the Monty Miracle. Got you. Yeah, to be fair, it's only a year old. They ain't going to do much here. Yeah, but, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you can use that to your advantage. But and if anyone wants me to go through their account and I can, like, kind of pick out a couple of things, that's what I'll do right now, is pick out a couple of things that I think they could use to their unfair advantage. Just, like, physically, in general, like, appearance things that they feel like they could use to their advantage. Let me know and I'll go on your account and just have a look and see in general. Because, like, we did it with, I think you must have seen in the Success channel. Of course, I'll go through in depth for you. But if I go to the Success channel, I think I put it here somewhere. You can see we did it with Gracie. She did a £510 day just because her skin's pretty good. You see? Like, she has that glass kind of skin look
the same as that shop that Pops did, and that's a really good advantage that you can use. If you do that, I guarantee it'll work really well. Of course. Let's go through and do them. I need to go to the account name usernames because I need to try and remember everyone's. There we go. Right, let's have a look. Boom, this one straight away really good because you know that's an unfair advantage you can use and sell really well. I wouldn't really do like faceless stuff in general because then you can't. This is what I say to everyone with faceless stuff. Which I know most of your content isn't really faceless, but just for adding in extra content is better than doing nothing at all. But like, you can use that because it's like with a faceless video, it could be anyone behind the camera. For all they know, it could just be like you putting a voiceover over it of some random like 30-year-old bloke. They don't know, but when you actually show it to a person and someone that has the same issue that they may have, that will convert at a much better rate than anything else because they're actually like connecting to it. Like, okay, this person has the same issue as me, and I know I can use that issue, and I'll buy it because when someone has a big issue that they want fixed as fast as possible, they're willing to pay pretty much anything. So they don't care if the product's 35 quid, 40 quid, as long as the product has a quick benefit to them, they'll buy it. All right.
Why does
I'm trying to see. I don't think you really got very bad eye bags. Yeah, you can probably do that.
circles?
You could probably do the one that she does. Let me get her account up a minute. I think it's Vanessa, I want to say, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So you could probably do the kind of style videos that she does, and like try and get yourself in. And I always say to everyone, try and make things look worse than they actually are. So like with what Camilla done in her video, which I know you can see here, the trousers she wore before this, she purposely like moved her knees forward and her hips forward to make her bum look smaller on purpose, just so she could make it look better in the second clip. And it's the same thing that Nick does, one of our other clients, that will sit there and he'll purposely get in bad lighting and make his eye bags look as physically as bad as possible, and then go into a different angle where it's literally so much better. And he doesn't even have eye bags, but you'll purposely make them look as bad as you physically can. Alright? And every single person's got to do that in their content. But yeah, that should make sense for what you can do. Hang on, have I missed a chat here? No, I'm all up here again. Here we go. Of course I can look at it. There you go. Hang on, that's a crazy conversion rate. That's insane. But yeah, it should just show you that you can like look at every small thing you think could help with, and then go ahead and do that. Like even this, that you already understand.
Forehead look like
that's good.
this. Cheek look like
Good.
this.
But if you show a clear, like if you can show a clear transformation of some sort, I think that works really well. Calling out pain points at the start of your video is so good, and I think it's something that works really well, especially if they can see a change from what it looked like before on you and what it looked like after. So if you can use like personalized screenshots from like transformations that you've had within yourself, 100% do that because it's more personalized then. It's not something you have to do, but it's something that we've done and works quite well. Let's count now just to see here. For example, if we went to which video is it? Let me scroll down. Here,
if your forehead is giving full vagina and your nose pores are big enough to swim laps in, I'm
pain point
not listening to this bunch who are giving half a fix. I'm going to the 50-year-olds who are giving the full story. She says to start with a pink spicule serum because there's like nothing.
And then you go on and you sell the solution. So you're bringing out a pain, you're bringing out a problem, and you're selling the solution. All right. So understand that in your content. I think it's something that I want to kind of write down for everyone, just in general. It doesn't have to be with skincare; it can be with any sort of products. Think about it like this. And this is the kind of structure you want to go through. Pain, and show it visually, verbally, and in text. Show it as much as you can. Pain. Well, I'd start with a problem. So start with a problem people have. Dig into the pain of that problem. And then introduce the solution. And make sure, also, I know I say to everyone, don't like introduce it too early, but don't do it to a point where it's like crazy late in the video, to the point where people are just completely uninterested. Sorry, could barely talk. But like if we go to like here, for example, the steam cleaner videos that have been working quite well right now. If I go here, you can see, ready? Intrigue, a bit of pain, like people leaving it like a mess in the Airbnb.
Being an Airbnb.
6 seconds in, solution. Visually. Automatically straight in. All right, so keep that in mind. Like this is the kind of structure you want to look at it from. Take a screenshot of it, do whatever you need to do. I'll even do a screenshot and send it in general after so people can look at it. But remember, this is the kind of area of how your videos should be looking. But don't just keep it as simple as the way I'm saying this is. Yeah, just pick up your camera, start talking to it, and bring out a problem instantly. Like, genuinely make sure you've still got the principles of the visual hook, the variable, and the text hook to match with it. And I promise you it's going to work really well. But if you've got an audience that is slightly older, like 40, 50-year-olds, 30-year-olds, whatever it may be, well, it's not really slightly older if you're like 40, 50, but you get what I mean. Like, if you can sit there and bring out problems and pain early on that you know a lot of people in that area and in that age group will struggle with, then you can go ahead and use that. All right? So use that to your advantage, and that should work really well. But let's have a look. Yes, I can look at yours. Let me make sure I've still got your account name correct, because I'm trying to remember so many now, and I don't know if some people don't match up their name. Where is the thingy-majiggies 2? Have I gone blind everyone again? I haven't. There we go. I'm trying to see where. Did you put your username in there? So put your username in the chat in a minute so I can just quickly paste it in. I'll go through and I'll look at your account and look at what kind of unfair advantages that you think we can look at and use. There we go. Oh yeah, got you. It should come up. There we go. Boom. Right, straight away skin. Within the 5 seconds, skin. Literally instantly, skin. Like, I know these are probably like samples and stuff, so just clear them and get rid of them. But skin is automatically the first one that I would call out from literally the second. You have really good skin, and you can use that to your advantage straight away. So use that, and look at concepts like I talked about last week, the concept thing that I look at. Look at concepts that have already worked, and use that. Because you have extremely good skin, so why not actually look at it like this? Look, so you could do even B-roll.
I definitely wouldn't buy it at that.
But what we need, is in general pairing up that pain point and the text hook. Not too bad, but you want to have it more central and like more visually appealing. Doing more visually, pretty much, because in general, just having this, like just talking to the camera, is never going to be enough to grab someone's attention to be like, oh, actually, I want this. Same with holding up products. Saying like, it's weird because sometimes like videos like this do perform well, but it's not something that's like, oh yeah, this is something I can replicate and just talk to the camera every single day and it's going to work every single time. We want something that's predictable every single time, so we know within 10-15 videos we can get them to actually work well. One, because we're working off of concepts that have already worked. I wouldn't do these kind of type of videos. They don't really tend to ever perform very well. But the style of videos that you've got here, this is much better. Early pain points, and like give more context in your text hook. Like I stole it from an alligator. It's like just way too offline to grab the right audience and anyone that would genuinely be interested. But like your main kind of like, because I don't want to stray too much off just going into content at this point, is skin. Like use your skin to an advantage because you know you can sell really well with it. 100%. It's like you have that benefit there of making sure that you're using that because it's something that you can consistently do and you don't have to change, and there's such a wide array of skincare products that you can say you've used to get your skin the way it is. Use that as your advantage. 100%. Of course I can. Did you put your name in the I don't know if you put it in the TikTok usernames area. Chuck your username in the chat a minute. I'll quickly look at yours for you as well. There we go. Oh yeah, we haven't changed that yet, have we? We'll get that changed. No worries. Right. So, this is good.
This is fake, this is fake, and this is fake.
This is good straight away. This is good because this is a concept that's already worked really well. But overall setup, we'll have to get something set up. Like, genuinely from camera angle, we'll have to get it way more straight and set up. I mean, the same kind of style that we've got with Camilla that I showed earlier.
Girls, if you're trying to put your hands onto
so look, hang on now, what's this video?
Heads, this is where it should have official shots.
We'll work on the dead space in your videos. So like when you've got an area where there's like a little bit, I'll just do like a mini account review because you've got 3 videos for me to work off of. Like
this is where it should have.
So like it should have there's a pause, and then you go on talking again. We want to get rid of those areas where it's like any dead space where you're not talking or something's going on, any sort of breathing, any pauses anywhere. We want to cut it out of the video, because it's added time that we don't want to add to the video, because it's more, because of people's attention spans, the second there's any sort of pause in your content, they will just scroll straight off. All right.
Official shop store. And
I know it's hard, especially when you're first starting. It's like such a hard concept to get to grasp. Like talking to the camera, it's so uncomfortable. But the more you do it, you'll get better at it. We'll fix your lighting situation and like the angle, the lighting, the way the camera's set up. We want to make everything more centered. And I think the best example of this is Baddy's Best Buys. I think he has probably the best example of framing in videos. He does it so well. So like every time he makes a video, let's go to one where he's doing like face content of some sort. One where he's talking to the camera ideally, but his framing's so good. Like for whenever he's trying to sell a certain product, his framing for it is so well put together. Right. Right. I'm trying to think. I want to do it to make sure let's have a look at Camilla instead. I think that could work really well. So like you want to set up your camera angle, and it's the same for everyone. Make sure your framing's bang on, because every single person needs to make sure they've got good framing. It doesn't have to be for clothing in general, but anything you decide to do. One, she's got a strong light there, so she'll have like a strong light pointing down on her. You can get like any sort of light you clip to your phone. You can get a soft box at like £30-40, or you can just get a light that clips to your phone for like £10 just to begin with, which is fine. You can see she's center of the camera frame, so her camera's not like down low, like hanging up on something, or it's not leaning against something for angles. Lighting, like if we look at the lighting difference, because I always like to give like examples. If we look at the lighting difference between these two videos, there's a huge difference in lighting. You see? And like we don't want this long text. Like you only want the one line. Most of this will probably be cleared up. I don't know if you've seen it. Go to the A to Z training area. Just don't want to go tone. We can work on that as well. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, I won't go into too much, but yeah, Sarah will sort you out. She knows what she's doing anyway. That's perfect. And like in the meantime, literally, if there's any time where Sarah can't, just go to here. Go to Discord, go to A to Z training. I think everyone should go for it and just go through the course area. There's so much on there on like exactly how to film, edit, basics, hooks, conversions, audience. Basically just go through everything and explain everything you need to know for now. And then once you've got more content out, I can look at it. I'll do a review for you and just be like, right, that is your unfair advantage and something that you can use to sell really well. Skin could probably be one for you already that I'm seeing. And also there's a couple of things that I think we'll pick up on and use as unfair advantages for you as well. So, tone. When you say tone, is it more like the tonality in which you speak in your videos? Is that like one of the hardest part for you? Like, because tone is so hard to get used to, but once you like master tonality, it makes it so much easier to talk. No problem at all. So like with tonality, I'll do a little bit on this, and I literally need every single person to structure the tonality in this way. Everyone automatically gets on camera and feels like they need to talk like they're talking to the owner of a bank. Like, oh yeah, go, hey guys, so you got need this, or any even way they talk. Like, you don't need to use this. Like, you don't want to speak like that. I promise you don't. It just comes across so disgenuine, and like I don't know if it's a word, but it comes across not very truthful in general, and you do not want that in your content. So think about it. Like literally ringing up your best friend and speaking to them on the phone, that is the exact tonality, and the way you're speaking is the exact same way you should be speaking in content, which I know no one ever masters that, but like once you get to a point of posting so many posts and more volume, your tonality will change, adjusted based on how you actually just normally talk, instead of putting this like persona on as far as that goes. Does the sound drop off on anyone else? Maybe it may be me. If it's dropping off, it's my bad. It is so alien, yeah. Yeah, generally, the volume will fix your 100%. Yeah, volume will fix it. Like the more you do, the easier it gets. I know it's like the most basic like kind of advice, and it's so cliche, but I promise you, the more volume you're gonna do, it good camera angle, zooming in and out. I keep saying it, but I haven't cracked it. 60 FPS. Are you filming on 60 FPS? I promise you, like 60 FPS filming is bang on. And then what you can do is also use, I don't know what phone you've got, but if you've got the iPhone 16, there's a little like at the bottom of the screen where the off button is. There's a little like button. You can hold it down just a little bit, and it will let you zoom in with your thumb. I think I know what it is. I can zoom like that, 60 FPS. So if you go to your camera, not on TikTok, go to video, and in the top left corner it will say 60 FPS, and you can slowly zoom in like that with our thumb, or you can literally just slowly zoom in as you're doing it with one side of the camera angle. Trust me. I'll go over this because a lot of people actually wouldn't have the same like quality in camera that she has. Pretty much any phone past like the iPhone 14 can do it. Trust me. Shay, let's have a look. Did you put it in video reviews as well? Yeah, that's iPhone 17. You'll be absolutely fine with that. Like you can't get any better than that. So let's have a look. What if I need to remember? I should remember everyone's by now. Shay, I need to remember. Well, I think it'd be in here anyway. There we go. Let's get here. Perfect.
Okay, this might.
Let's make sure this is the most recent one.
Okay, this might sound a bit weird. What do you actually do when you can't get in the shower? I actually found these rinse-free bath sponges. You just add a little bit of water and they foam up straight away. Wipe clean and then just towel dry.
So I don't think there's enough pain with this product, just in general. I won't go in like massively into that advantage and stuff. There's not enough pain connected to this. Like, it's not a issue that everyone's going to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and it's not going to show any.
Okay,
it's not going to show any instant gratification to someone. Like, oh yeah, automatically this is going to help my life so much. Like, a bath whip isn't going to help someone that much. Like, obviously it's fine for certain niches, but it's not enough pain connected to it. Whereas like skin products, eye bags, things like that, there's more pain connected and there's more reason for someone to want to buy it. Whereas something like this just won't. I personally don't rate like the voiceover style content where someone's like recording the video and then added a voiceover afterwards. I think it's harder to come across authentic when you're not talking directly to a camera and when you do a voiceover. I would personally not do this style. In general, I think the best style for you that you ever had is literally this one here, like where you're just talking directly to the camera. Like this style for you 100% is the best style you can do. Like these products here, like we need more mainstream stuff like the Malaxin, but a lot of these like watery stuff, I wouldn't really use it. Too high ticket for videos. This is not enough pain. We'll just do a restructure in your ticket going over like products in general, because like even if this were like 6.4k views, that's fine, that's good, but we should double down on that instead of moving to other things, because 100% that will work a lot better for you rather than sticking on these products that don't have enough pain connected. Like something that someone's really going to struggle with, they're never really going to need like a bath wipe or anything like that to really fix their issue. They're not going to sit there and go, oh yeah, I need that. Like someone may think, oh, I'm going camping this weekend, I'll buy it as a one-off, but it's never going to be something that what people want reoccurring. And usually, if someone doesn't run a repeat buy a product, it's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? So like for me, if people that come in here, they come in the program for a long period of time, and they think actually either they haven't done what's been told, or if they've done what's been told and they've put these stuff into their content that we've said, and they don't want to stay in afterwards, then that's probably my end, and my service hasn't been good enough. Which is the same thing you have to think about in your product when you're posting them. If someone wouldn't repeat buy this because it's a good product, should I really sell it? Like that's why I'm saying show that automatic like result. Same with the Dr. Dent strips and things like that. That's usually works really well. But I think this could work genuinely. This is a good product. But it's just the way we do it. Like visually, it's putting the most visually appealing part of the video. And every single person should know this. It's putting the most visually appealing part of the video at the very start. Like talking to the camera where you've got this like little syringe in it, and then still got the syringe in it, still got the syringe in it. But we're just talking to the camera. Still got the syringe in it. Still got the syringe in it. And literally like by literally look. Only by the 18 second mark we took it out and put anything on our face. If we start the video by saying like, oh, needles in my face, and then slowly putting that on my face, that's way more visual than talking to the camera for 20 seconds. If you look at the analytics of this video, I guarantee you most people dropped off within the first 2 seconds, because there's nothing visually engaging keeping them there and making them want to watch. If that makes sense. But is there anything else anyone wants me to go over and anyone doesn't understand about everything that I went over? The unfair advantage thing is like something that's so important. So I am going to snip and tool it and send it into general for everyone, because you should all actually sit there and really understand that. So I'll send that in. But is everyone clear on the finding their unfair advantage? If they're not and you want here for the whole call, please go through and rewatch it and understand it to the best degree you can. I promise you it will change your entire like TikTok journey. It genuinely will. I don't know hang on, if someone's still in here, I know that you wanted me to do it. He isn't. But I will do it. Basically, all someone put in the chat is how do. Right, there we go. I got that. I've got that. So let me just do this. Sec. How do you unfair advantage with weight loss without getting involved? Well, I mean, you can't really do it. Like, as far as, like, yeah, with weight loss stuff, that's what I just, like, just to be clear, there's not something you can really do. But there'll be other areas of your face, skin, and areas like that will change with weight loss. So use those things instead of directly talking about weight loss. Be like, okay, this is what this looked like before and what it looks like afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Or you can use it, like, if you've lost so much weight to the point where your neck's a little bit saggy, your underarms, things like that. There you go. Do you know what I mean? Like, I literally, as I'm talking. So you can use things like that, and then okay, if your face is sagging, I'm going to use this to fix it, and this is what I've been using so far to fix that. Alright? So, like, you can use things like that. One thing that someone want me to go over in the general, which I think you'll go back and watch it afterwards anyway, is covering a called Why Videos Go Viral and Convert. Pretty basic stuff. I mean, I think everyone knows. If your video is extremely high quality, it has a great hook, talk about things, the unfair advantages, showing an instant there's so much I could go over this, showing an instant gratification to someone and getting conversions. If it keeps getting conversions, it's going to keep pushing the video. And all of you that have had viral videos in this chat will usually know, one, because the watch time's been really high and people have been interested, it's been creating controversy in the comments, or two, it's made a load of sales, which means it keeps pushing out to a bigger audience the more sales you make. A video will never ever stop pushing, and it will never ever, it will just keep getting views consistently as long as it's still making sales. The second it starts slowing down on sales is the second the brand will start cutting off the ad spend for the video. And that is one thing that every single person should know, is that if your video is making sales, it will not stop. It will just continue to keep pushing. But if you've had early sales on the video, but it hasn't pushed afterwards, it just means that the concept does work. You've just got to recreate it until it gets pushed out even further. Because there's certain metrics that it's got to hit, and no one knows specifically which ones, but we just know off of years of testing specifically what ones we should be aiming to hit every single time we post, if that makes sense. But the main takeaway for everyone that I wanted to know is, like, understanding that all these creators do well and do good months is because of specific things. Like, Alpish did 4.5k in the first month in the group because we pinpointed that he had the unfair advantage of having his eye bags and having a transformation with them. 20k month here with Poppy because she done this. 30k month because she has really good shape. Poppy's has really good skincare and really good skin. Tiana does well because of her long, like, nice hair. You can see here, Gabs did a £400 day after just starting because he's in good shape. And Vanessa does really well because she has an eye bag transformation and she can show that visually straight away with a product that fixes that issue. Alright? Just literally do more of what's already making the most amount of sales for the lowest amount of views. So look at your videos, look at your analytics, be like, okay, this video here managed to actually get 2 sales off of 200 views. Okay, this concept works. Let me remake that 10 times over until one of them pushes out massively. Because unfortunately, sometimes you will get some that just have a decent amount of sales and a low amount of views. But what you've actually got to look at is, okay, it's got a decent amount of sales, a low amount of views. That's just proven to me that it works. I've just got to do it more until one of them pushes more. And that is what will happen. And, like, one thing I want to mention to everyone whilst everyone's on the call is please, please, please do not look at the things you can't control. I see it every single day. Like, some people will put in the WhatsApp chat or whatever chat, like, oh yeah, things are down today. Sales have been really slow today. This has been really low today. This has been slow. Okay, what can you do about it? Absolutely nothing. And that's just me being completely honest. You cannot do anything about it but improve your content and post more content. That is the only thing you can do. And come here for advice and ask questions about why your content isn't good. Because the only thing I'm ever going to tell you, 99.9% of use cases, is literally the reason why your sales are low, the reason why you're not making the money you want to make, is because your content isn't good enough. That is literally going to be the thing that I tell you every single time. Because either that's the truth or your product selection is terrible. And that's literally the main 2 things I'm going to tell you. Because there's nothing else you can control. And if there is been a bad day on TikTok and there's been changes and violations and anything, none of us have any control over that. And there's nothing that I can do. And there's nothing that no one can do. Like, if things are changing, we don't own TikTok, there's nothing we can do. We'll just make sure we focus on the inputs that will get us the best outcome. Alright? But that should clear everything up for everyone. Like I say, any questions in the meantime, chuck in your ticket, chuck in the chat, leave me urgently, just message me. And yes, we'll have another call on Thursday. I'll get into it. So, the thing I'm going to go over today is the purple cow theory, which a lot of you won't be familiar with, but you'll become kind of familiar with it over time. So, this right here
is Mr. Beast. A lot of you may know him, you may not know him, but if you don't, he's probably the most famous man on the planet. Like, as far as, not famous, but like viral man, like he knows how to go viral. If you don't know who he is, let me just go to like Mr. Beast. So just come up, there we go, like this. Like he gets a stupid 471 million subscribers, 50 million views, 75, 140 million. And something that he talks about consistently is the purple cow theory. And it's something that every single person that does anything to do with content should know. And it's heavily, heavily correlated to TikTok Shop. And I'm going to explain basically how that all works. So you have to understand why he's the most viral man on the planet to begin with. And he attributes everything to this purple cow theory. Okay? And I'm going to go through and kind of explain it so everyone understands. So right now, if I go over here, you can see, I know they're not really, it's just kind of a sketch up, it doesn't really matter. That's a normal looking cow, let's just say it's a normal looking cow, and then you've got your purple cow here, okay? So what you need to understand is these two cows, if you were to see a normal cow on the street, and then, well not on the street, but in the middle of the moors, wherever, you see a normal cow, and you see a purple cow. Most people's eyes are going to be automatically attracted to this purple cow. And obviously there's a reason for that, yeah? And it's because it's unusual to see. Yeah, it's just unusual for you to be walking around and see a purple cow. It's just not something you see at all, to be honest with you. So automatically you start to begin, actually, hang on, why is that? Why is that a purple cow? What's going on? Let me look at that. Let me give my attention to that purple cow for a little bit. And there's a reason for that. Because it's purple cow, it's unusual. But because there are 3 eyes on the purple cow, does that mean that there'll be no eyes on the normal cow? No, it doesn't mean that. But I've only done a 3-to-1 ratio here, but if you see a purple cow and there's 10 people in the car, 9 of them are going to be looking at the purple cow. The other 1, maybe, if you're lucky, will then look at the normal cow. Because it's a normal entity, something that you see more consistently, whereas a cow that's purple, you will never really see at all, if ever. Okay? So, one thing you have to understand about these two is that we can predict most times people are going to naturally stray towards that purple cow. And I promise you, I know this sounds silly at the minute, but it will make sense. I'll look at yours as well in a minute. But naturally, people are going to look at that purple cow, yeah? Because it's unusual. And obviously there's a reason for it, because it's unusual. But what you have to understand, it doesn't mean that it's going to take away completely from your standard normal cow that people are going to look at. And why does that make sense? So if you look on social one a minute, just to give a bit of context, I'm going to spot out a couple for you now, and just so you can understand, alright? Go to the UK. So, for example, this is a purple cow. This is a purple cow. And this is a normal cow. Okay? And I'm going to explain to you why. So, when you're a purple cow, you've got predictability and stability. Because you know every single time that when someone sees you, because it's unfamiliar, they're going to look at you. You're going to get attention because you're a purple cow. And you are not normal, and you understand that. Okay? When you're a normal one, you know you haven't got much predictability, and you don't really know whether or not people are going to look at you, but you know the odd person will. So it's not one of those things. Like a difference between a supermodel and a normal person. The supermodel gets a bunch of attention, the normal person doesn't get anywhere near as much. But then you know the normal person will eventually get some attention off someone, but nowhere near as much as the purple one, or the model, sorry. The normal cow doesn't give us that. Okay, so normal cow doesn't give us predictability or stability. It doesn't give us that at all. It gives us a one kind of hope wonder, especially in TikTok Shop affiliate terms, where you can get a 5, 6k, 7k, 8k month, and then you just fall off a bandwagon and you stop getting there. Why? Because you're not consistently becoming the purple cow, and I need you to understand this. The same thing applies in content. Who's the purple cow between these two? So we've got this woman here just holding 2 fragrances, and we got Sarah here with a purple teeth whitening strip on a corn on the cob. Which one of these is the purple cow? Alright, Sharon, you all good? Which one of these two are the purple cow? Sarah, 100%. Because you have to understand, anyone can sit on the camera, anyone can sit there, they can hold up a fragrance, they can hold up any product, and they can shout and scream it in your face. Most people are not going to think to get on the camera with this specific setup, okay? To purposely have this headband on, with a little bit of toast on it, purposely, may have done that purposely, may not have. To then get a corn on the cob out, to put a purple teeth whitening strip on it, and still have correlation with the product. Okay? So now you understand the clear difference between the purple cow and the normal cow. If you do something that is unfamiliar to see, and it's not something you see consistently, you are the purple cow because it's unusual. If you're walking down the street
and you see a purple cow, you think, fucking hell, what is that? What is that purple cow? What is that? What's going on with that? But if you see a normal one, oh, it's a cow. Let's just walk past and let's not give it too much attention. It doesn't matter, it's a cow, okay? And the same thing applies in your content. If you're scrolling down the For You page, and as I can literally scroll into any, let's see if I'm on the For You.
It might.
And let's just scroll down. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
My
Don't care.
TikTok shop business has been going
None of these here. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
A tablet a day.
But this.
white kitchen roll, black coffee.
This is way more intriguing. You need something that consistently is going to be like, okay, from the second that's grabbed my attention. And I've re-scrolled back up to that. Whereas when you scroll on a lot of these, you'll see majority of the time, everything is terrible. We don't care. We don't care. Don't care. Don't care. We don't care about any of this. Because anyone can sit on the camera and sit there and talk. Of course they can. And it's not like this. They're still going viral. I'm not saying that that's not possible, but I'm saying we want the predictability that consistently we can go viral, because we know that what we're doing is way more attention grabbing than something else. So if we go back up to, let's go back up to 10 here. You'll see if we go to popular videos, 10.5k, 18k, 20k, 5.7 mil, 5k, 10k, 269k, 10 million. Look, 15 million views within the space of a couple of videos, copying the same concept and being the purple cow, 910k. You have to understand that you need to be the purple cow, and because this is a much more high quality produced video that is so much better than your standard video where you're just scrolling through and someone's talking directly to the camera. And that's why you all have to understand that if you're not the purple cow and you're not doing those things where you're really pushing the limit to what a visual hook should look like, or what visually someone should see at the start of the video, or what you should hear, or what your text hook is on the start of the video, then you're not gonna succeed. And you can see that here. Like, I mean, look at that. No one's gonna scroll past this video. This is why it's got 1.4 million views, because it grabs the attention from the get-go. What you've got to understand, though, which is the one thing that I will clear up for all of this, is that you can be the purple cow and you can have these visual hooks, but the only difference is because we're trying to sell a product, it needs to have correlation. So whenever you're doing your visual hook at the start of the video, or your verbal, your text hook, whatever it may be, it must have direct correlation to the video. It's like if Sarah put these purple teeth whitening strips on this kind of corner of the cob here, and then she decided, nah, actually I'm going to go on and sell some Medicube skincare products, it wouldn't make any sense, would it? So it needs to have correlation, because she's kept this as a part of the video by saying yellow or purple cancels out yellow. She's putting that on that corner of the cob. It's like, hang on a minute. There's a little bit of intrigue there. Does it actually cancel out the yellow or not? And then we drag it on a little bit longer. And I'm going to show you a prime representation of this, just so you can see. If I go here, and I'll show you someone purposely dragging it out. It's on 111k now, yeah?
Marshmallow, brown coffee. Coffee stained marshmallow. Purple whitening strip, regular whitening strip. Trying it on a coffee.
Same regular, purposely trying to rage bait people as well.
Coffee stained marshmallows that coffee stains on our teeth, so let's see what happens. Regular whitening.
And you see he'll do all of this and he still won't give them
strip.
The result of the teeth whitening strips until as long in the video as he can to increase the watch time. Ready? You'll see him purposely stretching it, making it longer again.
Both boxes say to wait 30 minutes, so
waffling.
Alright, the clear whitening.
Slowly taking it off the marshmallow first to still increase his watch time further, because people are forced to then want to watch the rest of the video. And you'll wait a bit, look.
It made a bit of a difference. Now the purple whitening strip. Oh jeez, it actually did quite a bit. Oh my gosh, that's actually pretty good. Yo, I didn't see it on my teeth.
And then he'll slowly do that one first.
Not bad.
Then that one, now he's got to wait for the process of brushing his teeth.
What the ball? Oh my gosh.
So then you've got 40 seconds in, and only then has he decided to go ahead and show you the only then has he decided to go through and show you the actual benefit of the product and the end result of using the product. So he's dragging it on. It's not one of those things you've got to do for every single product. Like, for example, for certain clothes you can just do like before after, like I've said to everyone, or certain products you can just do quick things and show the result early on. But you can look in your analytics and you can work around that. You need to look at your actual data from your videos and be like, okay, why do people drop off at the first 3 seconds of the video?
Most likely because you haven't got a hook like this that's grabbed a lot of attention. Because if we look at the analytics of Sarah's most recent videos with the 1 million views, and another one there about another 100k views, we know when we look at it, it's probably got a high watch time, and then we can just work on the small things to drag it out a little bit longer, or maybe not even drag it out a bit longer, get closer to the point more and see if that grabs attention more. So it's having your viral concept, and then from there, deciding whether or not you want to remake it and make it better, and just change certain variables to see if it performs in a different way. And if it doesn't, okay, go back to the original one and change another thing. And then look at your analytics again. It's really, really important you're actually looking at your data from your videos, the same with your conversion rates, to see what you should be remaking, or if you shouldn't remake. Okay? And that theory alone should really, really help you to understand what's the huge difference with getting eyes on your content and getting no eyes on your content. Because yes, you'll all get the regular one. You may get one every month that goes viral. We don't want one every month that goes viral. We want the best chance of going viral every single time we post. And doing the absolute minimum and the basic. And the minimum is higher than you think now. Okay, so the minimum is much higher than you think. Thinking you just go on there and maybe like jump up and down and pull your trousers up really high or something like that. That's the minimum now. It can't be that no more. You've got to get creative and you've got to get smart with what you're doing, because the instant you decide, actually, I'm just going to do the bare minimum and not get creative with my visual hooks, like the cheese string thing that he's doing, using these teeth here, like these kind of things, the second you decide you're not going to get creative and just do the basics, you're not going to get nowhere. Alright? That should make a lot of sense. But I didn't want to go on and waffle on too long about that kind of purple cow theory, but it is really important that all of you know this, because if you don't, you're just going to fall off the bandwagon very, very quickly. But in the meantime, everyone drop, anyone that wants to get an account review overall, just drop your name, just put literally your name in the chat, and I'll go through and do every single person's that puts it in. And I'll just try and do like 1, 2 or 3 videos on every person's account to make sure things are looking good. And I'll also give some product recommendations whilst I'm on here as well. Perfect. Right, let's go. And there'll be things that all of you can pick up from every account that I go ahead and look at. There'll be things that you can all pick up on, okay? So, first of all, I'll probably say, like, this stuff here can actually work quite well. The B-set stuff, like, I actually think it can work well for you, because it's quite a product that you're using your unfair advantage with, because you know you can get your hair looking like that, which is good. But you can do some bottom of funnel stuff with that, which can work really well, which is really good. What I would say is fragrances, one of those ones I would kind of steer away from, just in general, only because with fragrances you can't show, which I talked about the other day, you can't show that direct proof of that thing working. So with a fragrance, I could spray it and say it smells amazing, but it's completely subjective. It could smell terrible, okay? So you need to understand, you need to show a direct proof of something working, which you can do with this stuff for your hair, and you can also do with like purple teeth whitening strips, and the same with this Monty Miracle stuff.
So I'm going to expose the Monty Miracle,
which is really good. So I think the Monty Miracle is one you should continue to push. Purple teeth whitening strips, like Dr. Dent stuff, you should be grabbing all of the concepts from the stuff that's worked and then literally go ahead and remake so many of them. Because for anyone that can't do or is struggling to do well with any sort of products, you need to just use products that show a clear, literally instantly, okay, that is the result that it has. Alright? And if you can show the difference between the two, it's going to work so much for you. But I'm going to go through and review some of the content anyway and see what we can do.
This is what my teeth looked like before. They were fucking me.
So that's decent. Like as a visual hook itself, that's pretty decent. But what I would say is we can add some more in here, just to make it a little bit more like that purple cow like I talked about earlier. So like instead of just having yourself set up and reviewing that there, I'd sit there at the same time and like maybe chop something up, like chop a banana on a table, have the tripod set up further away, and like just sit there and chop like a banana up or something, or like put some random something on toast. Like not something completely random to the point where it's like so out of correlation. Like I know before you did like Vaseline on toast. Just do something that looks like it's edible, like an actual edible thing, but just make it look a little bit dodgy, if that makes sense. Like, if that makes sense almost. Because the way I want you to understand it is like, it makes it seem so much more organic if you're just doing something at the same time, like chopping a banana up, chopping a strawberry up, a bit of fruit up. And I know that Sarah does it a lot in her videos, is she'll sit there with like different fruits, and you can't like say that it doesn't correlate because it's just cutting fruit up, or it's just holding some sort of fruit. It could just be a snack. Do you know what I mean? So it's not a case of like you need to specifically do that, but it's that added extra that's going to increase that watch time.
because I was eating chocolate bars like this and just letting them decay away for whiter now, and that's because of this amazing Japanese technology.
So I would force a result. Instead of saying they look amazing now because of this Japanese technology, I'd be like, okay, let's see if they can fix my teeth. And then I'd put one on and then show the result afterwards.
On the top to show you the mad results.
You don't want to leave it too long in dead silence. Every single person should know this as well. please don't leave it too long in your videos with complete dead silence. So what you've done there, where you're putting the teeth whitening strips on, ready? 10, 11, 12, 13.
On the top to show you.
About, I'd say about 13.5 seconds. Well, it was probably 3.5 in total in seconds, where we've got nothing going on. It's just you applying them to your teeth. It needs to be a lot more sharp, like sharp when you're doing it. So you don't want to be just going, okay, let me quickly just spread it and then put it on my teeth, and then I'll move it around a little bit. No, it needs to be spread it, put it in your teeth. Okay, and if you drag it on too long, then straight away what's going to happen is people are going to lose interest, because if you're doing it multiple different times, let's say you're doing one purple teeth whitening strip and then one white teeth whitening strip, then it's a different story because you're doing two separate things at once and people stay engaged. But when they're just like, okay, he's trying to put teeth whitening strips on his teeth and he's not really doing it, he's taking ages to do it, and for most people 3.5 seconds is far too long. Like, you actually want a second and then go straight back onto the next part.
The mad results I get, so I had to show you the results on the top. So I'm in for 30 minutes, because on the box it says 30 minutes whiter application. So it's been 30 minutes now. Time to take them off and see the
quality as well drops a bit on this one. I love using back camera. If you are sometimes getting too close to the camera, it can cause like distortion and the quality drops. Honestly, I'll just say use a front camera. It'll just be cleaner.
result.
Sometimes the back camera is better, but if you get distortion, it's not worth it. See, that's clear. That's good.
Need to brush them a little bit. I've got some of the shit on teeth. And look at the difference between the top
Good.
and the bottom.
Good.
That's actually mental. Sure, your toothbrush my bottom ones. On the box it says hydrogen peroxide.
Good. Midsection and TTA is pretty good as well in this video. I've seen it. But what I'd say for most people, it's not the... For most of you, it's not going to be a midsection and CTA issue. So for every single person, it's never a midsection or CTA issue. A lot of time, it's the hook issue. So the only reason why anyone gets low views in general, it's not an account issue, it's not your videos, not the products. Majority of the time, it's simply just because your hook isn't good enough and it's not grabbing enough attention. So that's why I say to everyone, you need to massively focus on those first like 3 seconds and actually do something that hasn't been seen before. Like, yes, obviously doing this is something, but like it's not been seen before. And it's not saying that you have to do something different every single time, but when you see something working, like for example, this like putting the cheese string in it, this putting a different object in coffee, putting a different object in coffee, everyone would have seen it 100 times and they no longer care. So the same concept isn't going to consistently work, but when you have a concept that's working at one period of time, then straight away after that, you need to rinse that concept for 5 times over, 6 times over, 20 times over, how many times you want to do it, then move on to the next viral concept and think outside the box of what you can do to make sure that something's actually going to go viral, because someone has to think of the coffee idea. Someone has to do that, and they're going to reap all the benefits. And all of you need to think about that as well. But I'll go on to some more now. Right. Let's have a look at this. So this is the prime example. Look.
Egg, black coffee, coffee stand.
This is good. This is good. But look, because we're on it like at like one day before. Like, so let's say you do draft your content.
My egg.
What you want to do. One thing as well is a little bit overexposed. For me, I may have to step a bit further away from your lighting because you see it kind of glares off. And the same with the glares off a bit more there as well. Maybe just step a bit further away from the camera or make sure it's not glaring off, because it's harder to kind of actually understand what's going on in the content. Whereas if we look at someone with like JC got fines, like I showed beforehand, you can see it's a lot clearer.
Egg, purple whitening strip. Yeah, whitening strip. I'm trying it on the eggs. This is based.
But the only difference now that I want to talk about is that this visual variable and text hook is actually really strong. But the only issue that we've got is that we're too late. So this is what I'm talking to everyone about speed. It's like you have to be quick. With a concept that's working, you've got to be very quick, because if we jump on this here, there's a very low chance if you remake this video 5 or 6 times, it's going to do well. And look at your analytics, send them to me as well, so we can see like, okay, let's actually look if this is performing, because if it is, then we will remake it if we need to. But there's a very low chance that it will, because everyone's now seeing on their For You page, white egg, white egg, white egg, white egg, because it's being repeated by every other person. And you can think outside the box of things. Like, it was started off with putting the egg in the coffee, now it was cheese, and then it was putting what do you call it? Corn on the cob, and then it was pouring coffee on your top, jumping on those things early, and then really getting on it afterwards. Works really well. Which you did do it earlier on as well, but when you started seeing one that's at like 1.9k, I've already made it on all these other videos. So whenever you see one that's actually even slightly over your normal video views, then jump on it as fast as you can. Trust me, because the speed in which you do it is so much better.
You pause or look like this.
Audio really good, and the overlay good on there. But again, first 2 seconds, like the pause looking like that is completely fine, but you still want to make it more. So every single person just doing the standard, because everyone does his overlay stuff now, which don't get me wrong, is pretty good, but add more. Add more to grab attention. Like, add more in the meantime. You could even hold something in your hand unusual. Instead of pointing to it, you could hold like a piece of asparagus and point it towards the area. That little small little change can be the difference between you being the normal cow and the purple cow. Genuinely. It's like that small difference that hasn't been done before grabs way more attention. And that's the difference you need in most of your hooks, because the majority of your videos are actually quality-wise, audio-wise, literally perfect, and you're extremely close. Like, to doing good numbers, your content, I see very, very, very good level, and you're extremely close to getting to there.
My dad's breath stinks, like proper stinks.
Good. And like movement at the start as well. That's going to help so much more. Like, genuinely, and I like that you've remade it as well, but you could probably do this again as long as they convert it at a good rate. Same here. Really good.
Like this. Does your skin often look tired and dull?
That's a much better. I could drag that out a bit more as well.
Looking like.
But I want to see that, and I want you to press on the link, send me the analytics, so I can actually see. Okay, if that actually worked quite well, we can then go ahead and see if there's any changes we can make if we remake that similar video again, because there's a really good chance that it could probably perform well. And that's one thing you've really got to look at, because you are at a very, very close level. Like, you're tipping the edge, just a couple small changes, and you're there. Genuinely, you're tipping the edge with what's going on. Is it the latest one that you've posted this year?
White bread and red wine.
Good.
Wine stained bread.
Good.
Purple whitening strip.
I would probably still hold it up when you put it on instead of like changing the faceless.
Versus the regular whitening strip. That's now this bread, because it's basically like the stains we get on our teeth. Out on my teeth. They say to cut these in half first.
Good.
Purple whitening strip.
Stretch it, tap it on your teeth a couple of times, because we know it's a concept that's worked more.
Versus the regular whitening strip. Both packs say to wait half an hour, to see you in 30 minutes. Right, time's up.
Good.
Regular whitening strip.
Still want to keep this set up.
Purple whitening strip. Oh, that didn't work. Now for my teeth. Regular whitening strip. Don't think that looks any different. Now for these purple ones.
Good. Good. You've got the clear difference in the product there. You actually got the clear difference in the product. It's just the delivery. It's the delivery. Like having a camera set up in a different, like, further away, more centered in the middle, so you haven't got like a direct, like, to the cameras above you. The smallest delivery differences makes the world of difference. Like, if I go here and I go to Dr. Dent, let's have a look. I just want to show you delivery. I think one thing that all of you will need to see as well. Hang on a minute. Why is that not coming up? Hello. Purple. There we go. So the delivery in which someone does something makes the absolute world of difference. Like, genuinely, it's just huge. So like the delivery in this video, for example. Let's actually open that one up and do a clear comparison. I think for all of you see this.
Red, white bread.
White egg, brown.
So first of all, Curiosity sound in the background. I'll share this to all of you so you can see it, because it's a concept we know it's worked a lot. It's in the chat there for anyone that wants to reuse it. So Curiosity sound, and I'm gonna pick down what you would think is like a really good hook. I'm like, the hook you've done in your video, it actually is pretty decent, but I'm gonna show you delivery differences. Look how blurred out this area is, because we're trying to focus on the bread more. Keep it further away, because all they're seeing is bread at the start of the video. Whereas if it's something like this, obviously not with the egg, but with the bread, hold the coffee up, have the bread over it, dip it in, well, not the coffee, the red wine, dip it in, and then take it out. The delivery difference is massive. With the camera angle, so much more. Using this text hook instead of using the direct white big like block one.
And red wine. And wine stained bread.
Like, the delivery difference is massive.
White bread.
So having like a direct setup where it's more central, you see how his camera's like a bit further away from the what am I saying? The camera's a bit further away from him as the actual person itself, where yours is like quite centered up above you, almost like it's down. Like, have a setup where it's a lot more direct. You got good natural light in there as well, but it would be way better if you dipped it straight in to the wine from the get-go, because it's way more, it's gonna grab way more attention. There's a lot more curiosity behind it.
Brown Coke, cock stained egg, purple whitening strip, regular whitening strip. I'm trying the whitening strips on the egg because it's like soda stains on our teeth, or stains on our teeth in general, so let's see if it works. Now it's time for my...
Because you got the clear difference there.
And red wine. And wine stained bread. Purple whitening.
And then we changed to like direct low quality almost, because it's like so zoomed in, you see?
Strip. Half first.
And the delivery difference is quite big. Like, if we move a little bit further away, it's going to be so much better. Genuinely.
Teeth. Cut it in half, peel it, stretch it, and stick it.
A lot more quick with the cuts as well.
Purple whitening strip versus
Purple whitening strip, then we hear the little breath, the purple whitening strip. And then you don't want that. Cut it out instantly.
is the regular whitening strip.
It's very, very picky stuff, but trust me, that is the difference.
Both packs say to wait half an hour, so see you in 30 minutes. Right, time's up. Regular one.
Genuinely, you're so close. It's just making it. I think a lot of it's framing and the way you deliver it. I think someone went over this the other day actually, and I want to try and go over this as well. I don't know if JC did on his normal account. I'm not sure if I got him on there. I think I do. And I want to show you delivery differences just in case instead of making the video myself. Just look at the delivery difference. Ready?
Same hook, different delivery.
They said to cut it in half, peel it.
I will do like a faux thing on this actually going through direct delivery, but it's hard for me to just come up and find two videos, one with low views, one with high.
Stretch it and stick.
So they said to cut it in half, stretch it, and stick it.
You see the delivery difference? You see the setup difference in both of them?
Peel it, stretch it, and stick.
So they said to.
There's a very clear difference. Like even the lighting alone. Like trust me, there's clear differences in delivery, and even the way you talk and the tonality. There's so much you've got to look at from that kind of position, so it helps so much, genuinely. But anyone else want their account reviewed? Chuck it in the chat quickly. And I'll go through and review them. Also, one thing that everyone wants to do, if you can, for me as well, is I need everyone that has any questions or anything, put it in your tickets tonight or in the general chat or whatever, because I'm at Cheltenham tomorrow and I'll make sure that everything's all answered before I go. But Charlie will still overlook everyone anyway whilst I'm away. But I still want to make sure before I go that everyone's is looked after and fine. Okay, let's have a look at yours. Let's go there. I think I've got your account name in the... Am I blind again? There we go. It should be at the top somewhere. Towards the top thing anyway. Am I lost? Put your account name in the chat a minute. It's probably something simple in it, hang on. There we go, that literally is right there. What am I doing? I should have thought that in the first place. There we go. Right, let me open that up as well. The last couple that you did.
I'm not exaggerating when I say I've got
Okay, I don't know if this was just one that you posted. This one you meant?
I've got my hair to do. They're going to meet the girls.
So this one in general, straight away.
What am I going to do with this? So I'm trying.
Not enough. Like
I'm not exaggerating.
It's not enough. Like it's just anyone can do it. Do you know what I mean? It's a very there's no real attention grabbing thing here. Like it's a bit windy outside, standard thing to see. Do you know what I mean? It's not something unusual.
Looked in the mirror a few months ago, and honestly, I didn't.
Still just tapping it there. Like I'd actually have some in it and like putting it on my face from the get go. And also I'd use the normal text look like we see here. Look.
Regular.
Like that.
Cock stain.
That looks way better. Like this normal one with the yellow and the black. I think every single person should use this, to be honest with you. Not yellow and black, sorry. The black and white text. I think every single person should use this exact font, exact everything for text looks. It always looks way cleaner.
Like what I saw. My skin never has been. Looked in the mirror a few months ago, and honestly, a few months ago.
The variable isn't strong enough. You've like looked in the mirror. Looked in the mirror a few months ago. Okay, where's the curiosity? What's this leading to? Do you know what I mean? We need something that's going to have a lot more, like leading towards something.
And honestly, I didn't like what I saw. My skin never has been the same.
And there's still nothing visual. It's just holding it. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no like movement, no putting it towards your face, like pressing the end of the what do you call it? Plunge or whatever it's called on those little things. I don't know what they're called. But you press it in and something comes out instantly. Like there needs to be more visual. Like I need everyone to massively over exaggerate. This is better.
I'm not exaggerating when I say I've got super sensitive skin. I'm always really careful.
This is
about
much
trying
better.
New skincare. Half the time I end up putting something on my face and it looks like
Much better. 100% much better. I straight away would probably start with this frame because I think it's more visual than you putting it on your face straight away. It's more unusual. But if someone sees you doing it directly, someone's like, okay, we know the reason why she's doing it. It's like making the hook exaggerated whilst making it also look like you haven't done it on purpose, if that makes sense.
like this, which is why I'm a bit nervous about trying this. But I kept seeing this Korean collagen.
I think this product could work really well, and even for anyone else in here as well. No, you won't have to do it the white box, but for most videos, it's not for every single video, but like in general, I'd say the white box works really well, but it depends on framing for most people. So if he tells you to do it, it'll be because your framing's off. or like your framing is good enough to be able to do it. Where like if you have it
I'm not exactly.
almost, let's say you go to
Looks
this
in the
one.
mirror.
This white box one is fine, but a lot of time with the framing, it can block certain areas that you don't want blocked out, and this like certain square one you don't want. But usually between the normal white bubble, if your framing's like off, then you want to use the normal one that I said here. If your framing's off, but me personally, I always tend to just use this one anyway. But the white box one, if your text hook is the important factor of your video, and for a lot of you, if you're putting down, yeah, you got to use two depending on the video. So like, if you're doing two separate text hooks, then use the normal font and then the white box. If you're doing one and the text hook is really important, you want someone to read it and focus on it more, then usually I'd say just do the white box, if that makes sense. But for a lot of people, like, just having the direct text hook in that white box is not going to be the best move, because you want someone to focus on more of this visually rather than focusing on the text hook visually, because this is like the least important part. And I told everyone this direct thing just before I go into it. VVT, this is the most important thing for everyone to know. Visual, variable, text hook. Visual comes first, variable comes second, text hook comes third. So what you see is the most important, what they say is second most important, what you see as far as a text hook is third most important. Okay?
A few months ago, and honestly, I didn't like what I'm not exaggerating.
But that is much better, but I reckon you leave it more visually.
Always really careful about trying new skincare. Half the time I end up putting something on my face and it looks like...
What I would do for your variable hooks if you struggle with them is look at other skincare products. Like, for example, this is an underrated method that not many people actually do, which they should, is I'd go to like something like Malaxin, like a standard Dr. Malaxin stuff, like the peel shot. Like, go to your most viral one, I don't know if which whatever's the most viral one. I don't think really anyone really does the peel shot anymore, so I need to get onto the... Give me like the... Bomb, please. Let me see it. I don't know why social one's so bad at finding this stuff. Oh, come on. What's it? Anyone know the name of it? Salmon Tree, is it called? I think that's it. Yeah. Any top of funnels here? Nah. The US are washed at the minute for views on this stick. But basically, what you do is you go and find viral videos. A video of other skincare products, look at the variable hook they used in their video and just use it in yours, but pair it with a different visual. So like that way you haven't got to look for a concept that's already worked. You're just taking a certain concept that you know has worked, but you haven't got to do that for your visual, if that makes sense. So you take their variable and you don't take their visual, if that makes sense.
Like this, which is why I'm a bit nervous about trying this, but I kept seeing this Korean
lot of good
collagen
cuts,
peptide
nice.
ampule, so I decided to give it a try. It's called the Deep Collagen Silk.
I genuinely think for everyone in this chat, this product could work so well because it's so unusual and it's quite an early one with not many sales. I'm pretty confident about this, you know.
Intensive, and it has peptide and collagen with those little silk thread. You just apply a small amount directly onto the skin and let it absorb in, and it actually feels lightweight and hydrating, and I love it. It's going viral in America. If you want to check this out too, it's right there in the basket. Go check it out. I'm not
So instead of talking of your direct in your variable hook for people if you struggle with it, instead of talking about like your direct situation, like your skin is so sensitive, what I would do instead is, one, I'd remove text hooks if you can't think of good ones. It's better to just not have any at all, because sometimes you'll single yourself out to a specific group of people with your text hook when you don't need to. And then what I'd also say is use something that creates a bit of curiosity later in the video with your variable and your text hook. So instead of going, I've got sensitive skin, you're automatically given a statement from the get-go. When you do that, you're going, okay, that is a statement. If you're not interested, leave. But if you give an unanswered question in your text hook or your variable hook, it will help so much more. So like, for example, when people do those egg videos with the Dr. Dent strips, they go, okay, white egg in black coffee or white egg in coffee. It's like, where is this leading? This is curiosity. It's an unanswered sort of question or unanswered statement, which is much better than just telling people, yeah, I've got really bad skin, or my skin's so sensitive, okay? And if you've got that unanswered area, it creates so much more curiosity. It forces someone to want to watch the video further for an end result. You pretty much want to force people into seeing an end result of something. So like, a lot of people, if you've been caught by one of these, that's one of the best ones. Like, if I go to RS Dar, which is another member of the group, he does it so well with his variable hooks as well. For example, we go to like one of these videos here. That
If you don't want to get robbed by one of these, then you need to
never get caught again. Like when you do this, it's like, okay, never get caught again. But what am I getting caught by? Am I getting caught by the police? Am I getting caught by a car behind me? Am I losing a car race? Like, You need to do different things in different areas. So like, you need to understand that at the very start of your videos, that you need to have some sort of unanswered question. The best affiliates in the game, and RS Star consistently does literally millions in GMV. Well, sorry, has done millions in GMV like every single year since being on the app, and he's been on there for about 2.5, 3 years now. It's because he leaves an unanswered question that the UK is so cooked right now. ... Why are they cooked? What's the issue? And you'll see again in pretty much every single video.
To the motherfucker that told me to buy the 2024 version, the 2025 version, and the 2027 version.
Every single time it's something's unanswered.
Hey there, ladies.
Asking trainers to rate my cologne. Okay, what are they going to say? What's the unanswered question to that? What is the answer going to be? And every top affiliate that you know will do this to some degree. I promise you. So every single person needs to do it. I promise you. You need to. I've been showing on my lives. What were you showing on your lives? But yeah, anyone else who wants me to go through it, and just let me know, and I'll go through and do it. If not, I'll genuinely go through and just review some random accounts from top affiliates that you know. And I think it'd be good if I even just look at the top affiliates for you lot. So I'm not sure if a lot of you can access the seller area. I still can. Oh no, please don't say it won't let me access it on this. Hang on. If it won't let me access, you're going to hear a sound of audio change, and I'm going to change to my MacBook and go on the call on there instead. And I'm going to end this recording for this call, join my MacBook. And then, yeah, I'm going to do that. Hang on, I'm switching over to the MacBook so you can see the top affiliate accounts in the UK. And then we'll actually go through and review them. Give me a second. Right, everyone. So, AI hooks, something that I think is going to get increasingly better and better. And we may as well use it whilst it's in rotation. So, as all of you know, things change consistently on TikTok Shop. AI hooks are good 1 minute, then they're bad, they're good, bad. There's going to be constant different angles people come up with, and when we see they're working, we need to get on them as fast as physically possible. So I'm going to stop the waffle, and I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to do to make sure that you do well with the AI hooks. So the first thing you're going to need is Higgsfield AI, which you can get for about £30 a month. I think your first month will be about £29, which isn't too much at all, to be honest. Then what you're going to need to do is make sure you're prompting everything correctly. So as you can see, I've went through and I've made multiple different prompts trying to get this literally bang on. To be honest with you, I still haven't got it bang on perfectly, but I am working on making sure it is perfect. So what I'll do is I'll head to Claude. I'll have it do everything for me. I've been going back and forth with it for a long time now, and I'm making sure that everything's perfect. A lot of the time you can just get a link. If they can't access it, get a screenshot of the links of what you kind of want, and then go ahead and prompt that yourself inside of Higgsfield and ask it to make you a prompt specifically for the video generation Kling 3.0. So once you're on Higgsfield, you're going to see all of this stuff here. Come to video, press create video, and then where it says model at the bottom here, choose Kling 3.0 exclusive. I set it for 720p when I'm testing prompts because I don't want to waste as much credits because it costs credits every single time you make a video. And then once you know you've got a good prompt, go ahead and choose 1080p, usually around 6 seconds. Make sure it is set to 9:16 because that is the TikTok format. From there, you're going to go ahead and you're going to grab your prompt from whatever you're going to do. You can use a prompt for creatine gummies, you can use a prompt for eye patches, smile lines, and basically you're going to prompt it so that when they apply whatever the product looks like that you want, it's going to make a visible change within the video. So for me, for example, let's go to like this video here. You can see it was a little bit too black, so I went through and I asked it to re-prompt it to make sure it looked more like an eye bag and not like a massive bruise or charcoal rubbed on his face, which it then fixed with me afterwards. So as you can see, boom. And that looks really, really clean. And then that's going to work really well. Then you can transition into talking about the benefits of the eye patches, how they work, how it increases volume or whatever, making sure you're not getting any violations on the second half of the video. This is just a tool to hook people in. And then after that, you're actually going to use it as a proper way to make sure you're grabbing people's attention. So right after that, they'll listen to everything you're going to talk about, which means they're going to be way more likely to be sold. And you cannot create a visual hook this good, whereas AI can do that. So you may as well just do hybrid content, that I call it, where your hook is AI, and then the second half of your video is just you faces talking to the camera, or facelessly, preferably face because they want to actually put a face to the brand. Therefore, you're going to get way more conversions. Once you've got this and you've generated your prompt, and if you don't know how to generate a prompt, you send it a screenshot and say, this is what I want for this type of product. Can you please make me a prompt for Kling 3.0? Make it as good as possible. And as you can imagine, you've got to go back and forth with things that it does wrong, it does right, and every single time, eventually, it will get bang on perfect. And then once you've got the perfect prompt, you know you can just reuse that prompt over and over again. Make sure you're using Kling 3.0, 6 seconds, 9:16, 720p for testing, 1080p for when you actually want a video that you're going to use on TikTok as a hook. Generate the video. It should take you about 2 to 3 minutes. And then once you've generated that video, what's going to happen is you then come to Kling and you're going to press this little download button right here. Once it is downloaded, you're going to use that as the hook at the start of your video, and then you'll have a separate second section where you actually talk about the product with the product in hand. Make sure the product in hand, otherwise you will just get a violation. And then from there, you can just say, as usual, do your CTA and make sure that it's linked at the bottom of the video. But at the end of the day, you can get very, very creative with this. You don't have to just do, in general, this one product of Dr. Malaxin. You can do it for another Dr. Malaxin skincare product. But one thing that I like to prompt is, can you please show me what the visual effects of using this skincare product would be over 6 months in 6 seconds? Because then what you're doing is you're having them show like an instant result for a product that isn't going to have that instant result, but we know that sells better. And even if they say, okay, it's not going to change that quickly, okay, I was just showing you a visual representation of what will happen if you use it over a longer period of time. Okay, so you're not really misleading anyone if that isn't what you really want to do. But for me personally, if it's going to bring the money in, I am just going to sell the product regardless. I'll do anything in my power to make sure I sell it in the best way possible and show it off in the best way possible. And basically, you're just doing visually what you cannot do, because you can use these eye patches, of course you can, but it's going to take you 6 months to show an actual progression area of what it actually looks like, where AI can show you what the progression would look like literally in the case of a couple seconds and a couple prompts. And that's what you can continually going to do. When you're doing AI prompts like this, it just works so much better in general, and it's something that I recommend to every last one of you when you're doing that. Basically, what I would say is constantly go back and forth with Claude. Use Claude, don't use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is basically like its little brother. It is terrible compared to Claude. Claude will always be superior, and you can pay £20 a month for the upgraded version. At the minute, I just use the free one. It doesn't really matter that much, to be honest with you. But a lot of these other ones are also really good as well, and you can test them out. So that's how you do it. That is how you create prompts. You can see I've got my video here now. Obviously, there's a couple of things I've got a prompt to make a bit better, like the hand not being transparent and things like that. Sometimes it happens, but you can then see what it would look like. Boom. And there you go. Then you've got your kind of prompt set up and just shows you as a visual hook. It'll also add the audio to make it more kind of convincing, if that makes sense. But that is how you do it.
Right, so a lot of you have been asking me, how do we do lives? How do we set them up? What do I actually do to make sure I can do a successful TikTok live and set it up from the get-go? So basically, you come to your live section on here that you can see. You've got shop, you've got all these banners, you've got everything you need from here really. You press shop, and then when you come to here, there's a bunch of products. You just press add products, go to your showcase, and there'll be a bunch of different products that you can add. Obviously, I say to do just one product and focus on one product per live. It's a lot easier when you first start. As you get into it more, you can focus on more products. But for now, I just focus on that. Genuinely, you don't really need to do anything else. So I'd focus on that for now. Add the products that you want. So for example, these ones here, press add. They say to add 3 products, but you don't need to. I usually just do 1, and then you've got your 1 product. And then from there, you should be able to put that pinned. So when you go live, you can add more if you want to. Like I said, we don't have to. When you go live, they've already pre-added them for me, but there'll be a pin button here, and then you just press pin to live. And whichever one's pinned is the one that will come up at the bottom of the screen that everyone can see. I recommend that you keep the one that you're focusing on just constantly pinned. And so that's what I would do as far as lives go. You can do them faceless or face. Just make sure when you're doing them, you actually have good lighting. Right now, I don't have the greatest lighting just simply because I'm trying to record my phone. And if I put my light on, you can see it's a blur. But I'd have mine set up. Obviously, my camera doesn't have the best lighting right now, so I can turn it up. But I'd have it nice and bright, just so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's say I was selling this. I'd be sat here. Obviously, I know the lighting is kind of hard on my camera, but I'd be sat here. I'll be explaining the benefits, be showing how it works, kind of just doing anything to explain it. And I'll constantly be repeating myself. Like if you want to grab it right now, it's on a flash sale, look down below in the bottom left corner of the screen. Create some scarcity, say they're low on stock. Christmas is going massive right now, so there isn't that many left in stock. If you want to grab them, the link's down below. Oh, I've dropped it. But yeah, so you make sure that it's pinned and you're ready to go pretty much. And constantly have it pinned in a live, and then just stay on there for at least like an hour at a time. Do not stop before that, because sometimes it can ruin your engagement and your future lives. And when you do end your live, you kind of want to end it on a good amount of number of people that are in the room. So if it's like 100 people, I'd end it there after like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, or whenever you want to get off. Just because the next live that you do, a lot of the time it'll get back up to that number eventually. Because sometimes if you end it on like 10 viewers, 15 viewers, for some reason it doesn't really push itself back out there again. But that's pretty much how you set up a live, and you go from there. And remember, you can do them with face content as well. Just make sure you have good lighting and good audio.
Right, so we're going to be going through an exact TikTok live streaming framework. So the main thing I want to start with is your product is absolutely everything. What you have to understand is that if you're on TikTok and you're trying to sell a product that's £500 as 2 sold, it's just not going to sell very well. Stop trying to sell things that you like and start selling things that the average person wants, or it has a massive pain point that you can sell, or a massive sale. But we'll go through all of this right now so you understand. So the first thing you want to do is go through what live stream style are you going to do. If you're a faceless content creator, I'd say focus most of your time on live streams. So just do faceless live streams where you set the camera up in front of you, it's down below you, you have good lighting, good audio. Obviously that's normal for absolutely everyone. Make sure you have good lighting and good audio anyway, but especially if you've got faceless content, because it has to look really clean, because you're not talking to a human being. Almost you feel like you're just talking to someone who's behind the camera. You don't really know who they are. You have no real trust between you and them. So choose your live stream style. You've got that as a style. Or you can just do normal face content where you set the camera up and you do that. For example, one of my clients now, Callum, he kind of just sits there with a lighting setup like I've got right now, and you'll have like a massager on his back, and he'll sit there and just talk for a couple of hours and make really good money just doing that kind of style. So choose what style you like, face the camera content, have a camera just facing the back of you, whatever product you have, or just have a normal faceless style, which works completely fine as well, where you just set the tripod up and you just show the product. The best is obviously going to be face content, just because it's actually some sort of human connection between the viewer and you, but you can do all these different styles, it doesn't matter all that much. And then the main one that a lot of you really have to understand with streaming is consistency plus the amount of time that you're live. So when you're going live, I'd say minimum do an hour a day, but if you want to start doing 10, 12, 14k months, start doing 2, 3, 4 hours a day. And make sure that you don't split your lives up. You can if you really have to, but let's say I want to do 4 hours of live today, and you have a block of 4 hours where you're able to do that. Instead of doing two 2-hour live streams, just do 1 4-hour live stream. TikTok recognize that more, and they actually kind of push your lives out more because of that. And then you have to remember, if you don't do those lives consistently every single day, you'll find that it's like a roller coaster. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up and down with viewers. But the best live streamers in the game are constantly live over and over and over again, and because of that, they're able to massively capitalize on that and make the most amount of money, just simply because they go live all the time, every day, so their viewers don't fluctuate too much compared to someone that may get 151 live stream and then get like 50. You don't want to do that. Then what you have to understand is price and urgency. When you're going live, your price and urgency is one of the most important things ever, to be honest. If you go on there with a product that's usually £80 and they're selling it for £79, there's no real big sale there. So a lot of the time there's no urgency in that. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you were younger and you said to your mum, or I want to get this present, or I want to get this thing right now, I need it right now, there's a sale on. They probably end up buying it for you just because they'll be like, oh, there actually is a sale on, I'll buy it now. Otherwise, you're not going to care. Do you know what I mean? Especially on a live video, if people see there's a sale on, 9 times out of 10, they're going to buy that product. So what you have to look at is price and urgency. Urgency being when you're in your live, constantly remind them every like 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, by the way, just so you know, they have a few left in stock right now, or this sale isn't going to last very longer. Once I come off this live, there will be no other sale, and no other creator will be able to get you a price this low. Make sure they understand that if they don't get it now, they aren't going to get it at this price. And it almost forces people to buy that way. So create urgency and create scarcity in your lives. And then you got to look at, okay, you say all this, but what makes a product good? So there's 3 main things. You've got the price of the product, so whether it be on a massive sale, and sales are so important on lives. I'll almost never go live with a product unless it's on a sale, or you've got a really cheap listing compared to everyone else's. So listings are also really important, which is one thing I wanted to go over, is when you're going live on TikTok, let's say the top listing, it has 1,000 sales, but it's £35. There's another listing that's £22, but it's only got 30 sales. On videos, you want to choose the one that's higher price with higher reviews. But on live streams, because you're there and then, you're showing them the product regardless, always choose the cheaper listing. people tend to buy way more often. They don't really care about the sold that much. Yes, it helps, but if it's a decent brand anyway, like Ninja, it's a new product launch, whatever it may be, just choose a cheaper listing. And even with any other product, always choose a cheaper listing. It's going to sell way better unless you have flash sales set up from the brand, and that way just use a cheaper listing that they give you automatically, which I already have a video in the course on how to do live streaming flash sales also. And then you've got showcasing. You have to make the product look good. That's why I say quality is so important. Audio is so important. It is all important factors, because if your showcasing isn't great, you can't show the product's actually that great. Why is anyone going to buy it? If I show you, I don't know, for example, this mouse, I go, yeah, it looks really nice. I could showcase this way better if I had way better lighting right now, if I had way better audio. I know the audio is pretty decent, and the video is not too bad either, but I could make it look better. Do you know what I mean? Really showcase a product in the best light possible. It's going to make people want to buy it way more often. And then what you've got to look at is visually appealing products. This is one that people really sleep on a lot, but I personally think it works really well. So something that catches your eye when you're scrolling, you think, oh, that's quite nice, especially around this time of year. You have to understand, November, December time, people want to buy visually appealing products. So if you're in Christmas, for example, and it's the 1st of December or midway through November, people are going to want to buy these products. So I had like a hologram fan. It catches your eye straight away. One of my students a couple months ago was doing portable washing machines. It's really visually appealing. It stops your eye. You think, what on earth is that? People just watch it, and when they watch it, even if it's for an extra 5 seconds, even if they're not interested in buying the product, it's going to push your live out more to more people who may potentially be interested in buying the product. So make sure that you actually have visually appealing things in your lives, because if you do that, it's going to perform so much better. And then you've got to understand, big sale is the most important thing, and having the lowest price listing. We've already went over this, but there being a big sale is literally the biggest and the best thing you can possibly do. Because what you have to understand is that if there's a big sale on the product, people are going to buy. They are going to buy. And as you know, November, December time, this is what I'm saying to start your lives now. So when you do come to midway through November, end of November, start of December, midway through December, you're going to have some absolutely insane viewers in your live with massive sales in your product, which means you can capitalize on that. And a lot of you, if you put the work in and you do the hours, you're going to make thousands of pounds off of these lives, because you've got big sale products and a lot of people that you're showcasing it to. There's no point having a big sale product if you've got no eyes on you. You have to understand that. It's almost like there's probably some brands out there right now that have the most insane, best looking clothing, but nobody knows who they are because their marketing is terrible and they haven't done it for long enough. So do these live long enough, get enough people watching your lives, so when you do go live with these big sales, you're going to make a lot more money. And one thing you all have to understand, scroll your For You page and see what numbers other people are doing in their lives. Let's say, for example, you join a live and you see, I don't know, some sort of back massager towards the start of November or midway through November, and you think, that's really good. Like, there's 100+ people in here. I've only seen like another 1, 2, 3 creators on TikTok doing this product right now. It doesn't seem crazy saturated. I haven't really seen that product too much. And like I said, if you want to, just message me, send me a screenshot and say, Roman, is this a good product for lives? Just ask me, I'll know. But yeah, you know what I mean? If you see it, be early, get on the opportunity, buy the product, go on Amazon, next day delivery, get it sent in and jump on live. Yes, it may not go really well straight away, but build it up. You'll find the first half an hour to 40 minutes of most people's lives, even the top live streamers in the game, they are slow. It's like 20 viewers, 10 viewers, 5 viewers, and it builds up and up and up and up till they get to a point where it's like 100 viewers plus, and they kind of just stay around that number. Yes, it'll fluctuate a little bit, but just stay on there. Do you know what I mean? And what I will say is that if you are doing well with a live, you got 160 viewers in, you got 100+ viewers in, whatever it may be, whatever's a good number for you relatively, stay on the live. Why would you stop the live? You have hundreds of people in there watching you. You have their attention. Stay on for as long as you can. And I know it sounds bad if it's 12 o'clock at night and you've just had a late live, but you've got 100+ people in there. Stay on till 2 o'clock in the morning. Lose some sleep, I'll be honest with you, because you can make a stupid amount of money at that time. People are sat there watching and they're ready to buy. Do you know what I mean? How many times have you sat there and thought, oh, I'll quickly just buy something, I don't really care. Do you know what I mean? So go ahead and do that. I mean, if you have the opportunity, do it every single time. Like I say, if you see these products, doing one on your For You page and it's not saturated by everyone, jump on it as soon as possible. It's not really a hard concept. Lives are pretty simple, and even the best live streamer in the game, for example, like Isaac, you've probably seen it before, done 30k a month commissions just off of lives most of the time. You'll see that most of his stuff is not even that crazy quality. He just has massive deals on, and he has to get a lot of people in there because he doesn't stop doing them. He does it consistently all the time. So consistency, the most important thing when going live, and your product being the most important as well. So just keep this in mind, and there's absolutely no reason why you can't smash the rest of this Q4 by doing good lives. And stop just chatting to everyone. Yes, it's nice to have a conversation here and there. Focus on the sale, focus on the product, because that is how you're going to get people to buy.